Welcome, Dreadnought fans, to Bryant Stadium, Bill Castle Field, and Senior Night. And that is, we're doing a pregame here, as you can maybe hear behind me. The senior cheerleaders are being recognized right now. We just got completed with the football team. And one thing that it told me is that we have a lot of graduating seniors this year on the roster, and that took quite a while. So normally this does take some time to filter through. Now they're again at the cheerleaders. They're going to go through the band members, and we will be hopefully getting this thing underway quickly. One thing for sure is your Dreadnoughts have been on a roll. They have, if you drop the mic when you do a good job, they've dropped the anchor the last 5 games. In that 5-game stretch, since September 14th here at home, the Dreadnoughts have scored nearly 250 points on offense. A tremendous, efficient offense that's running on all cylinders right now. Probably equally as impressive is the defense. So when we talk points for, we talk about those points that we score. Points against are, of course, points that the team's opponents score against our defense. And I tell you what, that has been few and far between. From that same September 14th, 9 points, just 9 points scored against this Lakeland defense. So equally as impressive on both sides of the ball. Lakeland entertains South Broward Bulldogs tonight. Not sure what to expect from the Bulldogs, but obviously as we get underway, we'll be able to tell what kind of competitive nature they bring here to Bryant Stadium tonight. A little bit of time again to celebrate the seniors. Just saw Paul Hallier walk across with his son, and a very proud papa, and many of the parents and those that caretakers and those that help to raise these kids are very proud of him tonight on Senior Night. So we'd like to, again, thank you, welcome you for joining us. Friday Night Live, Senior Night, Bryant Stadium. The Dreadnoughts 8-0, trying to go 9-0 against the South Broward Bulldogs. We're going to go ahead and finish watching some of Senior Night and be right back with you for pregame and kickoff in just a few moments. Stay with us, folks.
Jayshawn Lee, escorted by mother Jessica Jackson and aunt Leosa Williams. Lordy Lubin. Yeska Marrero, escorted by mother Violeta Marrero and grandmother Violeta Nunez, as well as cousin Caitlin. Roy Rickman, escorted by parents Roy and Kimberly Rickman, as well as sister Narissa and grandmother Mary Ruffner. Joseph Rodriguez, escorted by parents Solomon and Alita Rodriguez. Zachary Roth, escorted by parents Bill and Sandra Roth, as well as sister Morgan. Robert Thompson, escorted by parents Robert Thompson and Andrea Hinton. Jordan Wiggins, escorted by mother Andrea Wiggins. Senior members of the Dreadnought Marching Band. Isaac Amaha, escorted by his mother, Annie Amaha. James Barrett, escorted by his parents, Gary and Christina Barrett. Chase Brooks, escorted by stepfather James and mother Katie Nichols and sister Nicole. Alexander Bush, escorted by parents Stephanie and Philip Bush and sister Catherine Bush. Bouchon. Escorted by parents Scott and Maria Bouchon, sisters Kaylee and Brianna, and brother-in-law Devin Coons. Diego Delgado, escorted by parents Elaine and Francis Delgado. Colby Duke, escorted by Mother Teresa Duke. Brianna Earl, escorted by parents Shadrach and Darlene Earl. Justin Espinoza Rosales, escorted by Mother Jacqueline Rosales, Father Cesar Velasilo, and sisters Jessalyn and Josephine. Andrew Franz, escorted by parents Dwayne and Elisa Franz, sister Isabella, and brothers Dylan and Anthony. Sharon Gardner, escorted by parents Charles and Beth, and brother Gregory. Dylan Gray, escorted by Mother Carla Hart. Gage Gunyon, escorted by parents Corey and Brenda Gunyon. Elizabeth Hospedales, escorted by parents Lisa and Eldon and brother Eldon III. Jillian Kiefer, escorted by parents Teresa and Rob Kiefer, brother Jay, and grandmother Bobby Kiefer. Joelle Malin, escorted by parents Brian and Alayla Malin and brother George. Ariana Manrique, escorted by parents Erica and Tom Woodrich, brother Gerardo Manrique. Hunter Haven, escorted by parents Christy and Scott Havens and brother Ashton. Josh McDowell, escorted by parents John and Marion McDowell and friend Joseph Williams. Destiny Moran, escorted by Greta Moran and Selman. Peter Perez, escorted by Mother Debbie Perez and Brother Peter. Carson Rocket, escorted by parents David and Lisa Rocket and brother Mason. Courtney Sancho, escorted by parents Lorenzo and Deborah Sancho and brother Alexis Smith, escorted by Father Andrew Smith and Sister Keandra. Nathaniel Schwartz, escorted by Father Kenny Schwartz. Evan Michael West, escorted by parents Don and Mia West. Sarah White, escorted by parents Scott and Mary White. And Tyler Zumbro, escorted by Mother Tiffany Rogers and Sister Zoe Zumbro. Senior members of the Lakeland Dreadnought Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the annual Dreadnought Peek-Out Game to raise cancer awareness. At this time, if you are a cancer survivor or are currently undergoing cancer treatment,
Welcome back, everybody. We are up in the press box, and we have just cycled through the football players, cheerleaders, and band members for senior night, and I see the refs coming out into the field. We're almost ready for some football tonight, so if you've hung in there with us and watched everyone gallantly cross the field, just a neat tradition here that obviously we do on senior night, just to recognize those that have put, some of them, their whole high school career into their craft, whether it be, again, cheerleading or band, or, of course, the Dreadnought football team, which is doing fantastically well this year, 8-0 on the season, trying to make it 9-0 tonight against South Broward. We'll have the whole broadcast team here with you in just a moment. I did see Jeff Goddard in the building, so he's fashionably late, heading over from his job on Friday night. Traffic can be brutal getting over here, but he'll be joining us just in a few moments. And, of course, last week we went over to Winter Haven, the Blue Devils, and really laid it to the Blue Devils 48-3, and kind of had our way with them, even without DeMarcus Bowman. We'll tell you a bit more about that in just a second. Let's pause for the national anthem. Back up in the press box, as you can plainly see, mi amigo and broadcasting partner made it here safely. Jeff Goddard, how are you tonight?
Very good. Thank you for getting us started tonight,
Sure.
Tim.
We had a couple pre-game things going on with senior night, so good timing to be a little bit late.
If there's a night to be late, senior night's the night to be late.
Perfect to do that. So I was just about to talk a little bit about, of course, last week, the Dreadnoughts laying it to the Winter Haven Blue Devils without DeMarcus Bowman, and so some other people had to step up a little bit. But this team's just on a roll, very efficient on offense and defense, Jeff.
48-3, thumping of the Blue Devils. How about the night for Jahari Martin, the senior linebacker? Not only did he have a slew of tackles, blocked the punt, and had 2 rushing touchdowns as well. So he was kind of getting it done from all 3 phases last Friday night.
Yeah, and we've seen some just top-notch performances like that from some of the Dreadnought defense,
and also maybe more importantly for the long-term future of their the Dreadnought offense. Ski McWilliams had his best game this year, 155 yards rushing, threw a couple of touchdown passes. We kind of noticed a couple weeks ago against Jenkins, it seemed like he was really rounding in the form.
Yeah.
I said Gator, sorry, I was just Gator tight end coach Larry Scott is on the sideline. I was looking at him down there a while ago, so that was kind of my mind. But of course, he's here tonight watching and recruiting Keon Zipper, of course. So
very neat.
We actually tried to see if we can interview him at halftime, but he's not able to because it would be an NCAA violation.
I saw you talking to him there, trying to get that.
So, but I am excited. For the first time in a couple of years, we're going to interview Art Martinez, the principal of Lakeland High School, at halftime tonight. So you don't want to miss that. We'll talk to him about the school, the program, is everything going on at Lakeland High School at halftime tonight.
Very good. And of course, we have I imagine at the end of the first quarter, we're going to have our tradition where we wave to the kids.
Dreadnought wave.
Yeah, the Dreadnought wave coming up, so you have to stand by for that. You can do it at home, too, it's if you want to. But you were mentioning Ski McWilliams, who is coming into his own as well. We've seen him, I think, take the reins of leadership more on the ground as well. He's not afraid to run the ball, and that's proven, I think, to open things up a little bit for down the field. It seems like if they're not just focusing on Bowman, now they have Ski McWilliams to worry about coming out of the backfield running. I think that's really loosened up the defenses a little bit. Does that seem to be true, you think?
Yeah, I think it'll only help Bowman out because now the defense has to worry about the threat of the running quarterback as well. And as you said, it will ultimately make it easy for him to complete passes downfield as well, as they're now concerned about running quarterback Bowman, who's just an absolute star, and then helps to open up the passing game as well. So I think it will bode well for Lakeland as we head into the playoffs. Of course, next year we have Kathleen, then a bye week, and then the playoffs. And if we take care of business these next 2 weeks, then we should be seated very highly, and we should be able to have as long as we keep on winning multiple home games here at Bryant Stadium during the playoffs. And another thing to keep in mind, talking about Ski McWilliams, the preseason game, the kickoff classic, he tweaked his hamstring, so he didn't really miss any game time, but you could tell the first month or so of the season, you could tell he wasn't quite right, and just was kind of holding a little bit back. And I think now, as you've seen the last couple of weeks, he's fully healed past that injury, and maybe part of it even was in later stages of September, more of a mind thing, as he was healing, am I healed, am I not? Do I trust my hamstring to let loose? And now I think he's fully healthy, and he's right in his mind in terms of trusting the hamstring. And so that's what we need to have, as many different threats on offense as possible going into the playoffs. Because if anything this year, the offense has been great with Bowman overall, but really the defense has been even better.
Yeah.
Now the offense, I think,
kind of overlooked. You just quietly missed that they're doing great.
And now the offense is starting to kind of catch up with the defense. And so, this is obviously a very, very good, really a great Lakeland team, the best one we've had in many years. And I think everyone's excited about the prospects of Lakeland making a deep playoff run this year.
And quite a sight down there at senior night, as the tradition is. Again, they have the 4 main captains out there, number 19, 9, 98, and 90, but they have the entire senior squad backing them up right there behind their shoulders. A fantastic sight here at Bryant Stadium. As you can plainly see, too, a lot of pink going on tonight with the all black and, of course, the white and red uniforms for South Broward Bulldogs, of course, in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
And that's not a referee I recognize. Most of the, we kind of get the same referees kind of, recycle through, but that's one that I don't think I've seen before. I wonder if they're maybe not Polk County refs, but they should be since it's a non-playoff game.
He had to redo the coin toss because he threw a knuckleball the first shot around. It didn't even go.
Tim, I'm not sure how much if you've talked yet about South Broward, but they're struggling this year. They're 1-6, I believe, or 1-7, only one win. And they, but obviously, they come up here. They're going to give Lakeland the best shot. All the teams down in Dade and Broward County seem to have a good amount of talent.
And I want these odds of how much the Dreadnoughts are winning the coin toss at home this year. I don't know that they've lost at all, and they, of course, will continue to defer, and they'll kick away first. And not a team if this is a year you're struggling, not necessarily where you want to be playing in Bryant Stadium against these Knots who are just on a roll right now.
When you're hot, whether it's the coin toss or the actual game itself.
I did see DeMarcus Bowman warming up. It looked to be in full gear, but we'll see how much action he actually gets as well tonight and what Coach Castle decides to do with his players. Certainly,
of course, you want him healthy next year for Kathleen and
no
playoffs
question.
after that.
And as Jeff said, the second season we affectionately call it, the playoffs, can run deep. You have to win those 5 or 6 games to get there, and you have to be healthy to do it. And so Coach Castle is going to be maneuvering his players appropriately in this contest where maybe the competition isn't quite so stiff as we'll be facing in the next few weeks. As the runway to victory is set, we're set up here in the press box on a mid-October evening. And there is the cannon, and here come your seniors and Dreadnoughts. Cannons going, flags flying. Quite the spectacle. Well, this is a perfect time. If you're watching Conti family back at home, we talked just a few minutes ago, and love my family very much. And my wife Melissa, Olivia, Amanda, and Olivia's boyfriend Bradley. Not sure if Isaac's over there. They're maybe hopefully have the game on tonight watching, but I love you guys. Hopefully you'll see some good action here tonight via the webcast in Bryant Stadium, as many do from around the state of Florida and around the country. Thank you for continuing to give us some feedback throughout the season. We love to incorporate any ideas or thoughts that you have, or if you're an avid listener, we'll give you a shout out here at Bryant Stadium on Friday Night Live as South Broward takes the field, getting ready to receive the ball tonight.
Speaking of that, Tim, Coach Bulldini, our excellent defensive coordinator, wanted to give a shout out tonight to some friends who are watching the game up in Massachusetts, Jeff Dumas and Brian Branson. So Jeff and Brian, welcome to the webcast tonight. Glad that you're watching. And then also him and his wife, Coach Bulldini and his wife, have some friends from college who'll be watching as well, Tom and Debbie Hall. So glad you guys are tuning in tonight as well.
We'd like to say still thoughts and prayers with those in the Panhandle who, this obviously comes via the web, and they don't have electricity, much less the ability to get internet service at this time. And so just our thoughts go with them. And it's, again, a privilege and honor to be playing Friday night football here in Polk County, Florida. Thank you for joining us as your 8-0 Dreadnoughts set to hopefully take it up to 9-0. Jace Hohenthaler, the senior, boots it through the end zone. And Jeff, as we had senior night, I said one of the things that I noticed is that a lot of seniors, because it took a while to get across the field. So a lot of graduating seniors this year, no question about it.
Not just the football players, but cheerleaders, anchorettes, ROTC.
Thank you, Ford's Garage and LHS FFA Club, for being tonight's press box sponsors. Go visit Ford's Garage in North Lakeland by Dick's Sporting Goods this weekend and enjoy.
Have you been to Ford's Garage yet?
I have, yeah.
It's really good. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Excellent food. So South Broward set in the spread offense, trying to slow down this very quick and stingy Dreadnought defense. 4 wide receivers, 2 out each side. Quarterback hands off straight up the middle. Number 9 goes down in a hurry. Gets wrapped up right there at the line. Dixon loses about 2 yards.
5'10" junior Travis Dixon, their starting running back. He also plays linebacker on defense.
P.J. Sloan getting in the action early tonight on that first tackle. A theme we've seen, Jeff, the opposing offense is going in reverse. trying to just get into positive yardage territory, much less the red zone down here.
That's what happens when you have the front seven as big and fast and as talented as the Dreadnought front seven.
So 58 yards just to get to the red zone is the task for South Broward, as refs throw the pink flags tonight. Hopefully.
Delay of game is the call against South Broward.
Delay of game against the Bulldogs. Brings up 2nd down and 16.
I don't mind the color pink. I just don't want to see it coming from the pockets of the refs a lot tonight.
Yeah, especially if it's against the Dreadnoughts. We can tolerate it if it's against South Broward.
2nd and 16. Number 3 goes in motion behind the quarterback. Snaps, hands off again, right side of the line. And going down in a hurry is the running back.
Took a couple of Dreadnoughts to get him down, but they got him down after a minimal gain, if any at all. Trey Huntley was one of the Dreadnoughts and the tackle.
A lot of dual numbers on the roster for South Broward, so apologize. Number 4 is listed, but I think it's number 5, TJ Smith, the quarterback, senior 6 foot, 285-pounder, but he's listed number 5 on the roster.
3rd and long for South Broward in the shadows of the south end zone here at Bryant Stadium on a slightly cool Friday night, not quite as hot as it's been.
We'll take anything. I think on the roster, the printer had a hiccup because it's got like 2 number 7s, 2 number 10s, 2 number 12s.
Yeah, well, according to Coach Boldini today when he was giving me some information, some of the players are not on the roster. Another delay of game for South Broward. They're not getting off to a good start when you have 2 delayed games on the first drive of the night.
Brings up 3rd down.
We are going to go with TJ Smith as the quarterback for the Bulldogs, though. Back up now to his 5-yard line. Nearly his heels on the goal line. Calls for the ball, rolls out right side, flips it out in the flat, caught, and gets to the 10-yard line, but way short of a first down marker.
TJ Smith's pass is complete to Damon Henry.
Damon Henry with the catch and short gain for the Bulldogs. The book on Smith, according to the scouting report Coach Boldini gave me, is very athletic quarterback and strong arm, but not all that accurate. So you probably might see him take some shots downfield, might probably see him scramble around some, but not necessarily the most accurate quarterback.
Finley Graham alongside Howard. I was watching the punters warm up. There were 2 punters for South Broward. Neither looked comfortable. That's the only thing I can tell you. So, it's the nice way of saying, now watch him boom it like 70 yards here. That's kind of a shanker. A low shanker. Didn't get much more than about helmet
height. That's a
height.
low one, yeah.
I don't know if it cleared.
That looks like my tee shot sometimes.
We'll take over. 1st down and 10.
That's a skimmer.
Referee Robbie Myers tonight.
Hey,
he's one of the side judges, I guess.
For your constant and dedicated support of Dreadnought.
So,
actually, it's the back judge.
Pretty good field position for the Dreadnought starting off on their first offensive possession. Just outside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Not bad at the
32-yard line.
Yeah, when you start just 12 yards away from the red zone, it was either a disastrous punt or something else happened. Ski McWilliams, very efficient.
Looks like Bowman's in the game tonight.
Quarterback. He is right side.
The
Bowman gets the call and gets a lot of
night.
blocks. Right up the gut. Bowman's going to charge. Bowman on his first carry is going to score.
Dreadnoughts.
DeMarcus Bowman on the first carry of the game.
Looks healthy to me.
He looked fine. Yeah, I didn't see much hampering him on that run. Debo.
So a 32-yard touchdown for DeMarcus Bowman on his first carry back from missing last week's win against Winter Haven.
It's funny, the fold in his shirt right there makes him look like he's number 0, but no, he's 3.
Sometimes it looks like 8, sometimes it looks like 0, but he's actually number 3.
Got the scrunchies going. Same thing for Howard, who's on the hold. He's number 13. It is a good snap down and through. Jace Hohenthainer kicks the extra point. It's good.
Tim's second favorite part of the game, seeing Jace kick extra points and field goals. Of course, his favorite is when the band strikes up horse in the fourth quarter, but
it's got to be.
This is a close second.
Got to be. 7-0, your score here tonight at Bryant Stadium early on. 9:19 the first quarter remaining. We'll take a brief timeout. Be right back with you shortly.
school juniors and seniors. Submit your A's and B's to Bartow Ford for your chance to win a new Mustang. Visit DriveForExcellence.com for official rules. The 25th Annual Drive for Excellence with Bartow Ford. We're different, and we prove it.
Off end over end, nice high kick, caught at the 2-yard line. Nice little seam there. South Broward's got a hole right side. Speedster Jace on the chase. Finally, Finley Graham gets him. Poor Jace Hohenthaler tried to use those long 6'4" legs to catch up and just couldn't get there.
That's one way to flip the field in terms of field position, is have a good kickoff return like that.
Could the Dreadnoughts have fallen asleep a little bit thinking, oh, look at how easy we score. This is going to be a cakewalk, and then whammo. Lightning strikes on you. The Bulldogs bite here on their second possession, getting down to the 35 of the Dreadnoughts.
Bulldogs will take over 1st down and 10 from the Dreadnoughts' 35-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 35, Smith.
In addition to Damon Henry, who caught the pass on the last drive, another key receiver for the Bulldogs, number 11, Jermaine Hart. We'll see if he gets involved in the passing game here in this drive.
Trip receivers to the left, looking
under pressure, and he's going to be sacked.
Whoa, he's smothered. Wow.
TJ Smith is sacked by AJ.
Smith got just mauled by
TJ, meet AJ.
Yeah.
AJ Thomas, number 23, the senior defensive lineman, with the sack for the Dreadnoughts. And that's going to be an 5-yard loss. Bring it up 2nd and 15.
That was a kaboom. It's like, watch out. 5-yard loss in the sack. Smith stands about 6 yards deep in the shotgun formation. Takes quick 2 steps, throws it long, as Jeff said, taking a shot downfield, positioning, and dropped. A battle going down there at the 10-yard line. The defensive back hangs with him and knocks it away at the last minute. Good job, DB.
Intended for Devon Henry.
Tayshawn Nixon, the senior defensive back, with a pass breakup there.
I'm not sure who was the receiver and who was the defender there for a minute. It looked like Nixon had the best shot at the ball, and
Tayshawn Nixon on the pass breakup.
they were just battling both for the ball. Neither
close
came
to
up with
pass interference,
Yeah,
but
it was.
we like that no call.
But at least Smith took a shot downfield with man-to-man coverage. That's what you want to do and when you want to try to do it. 3rd and 15 now for this drive to stay alive. The Bulldogs, 3 wide receivers again. Good snap, rolling out left side. Smith looking, flips it off in the flat. Number 3 is going to get hammered at the 42.
Damon Henry again, but brought down by number 5, Jason Hampton for the Dreadnoughts, along with 96, Latrell Jean.
Nice idea, but the Dreadnoughts too quick in getting over to the
It looks like
receiver.
we're playing Southern Cal almost tonight with their uniforms.
I would like to say a special hello. You know, a lot of people cycle through the Dreadnoughts and on senior night. I'm reminded of certain great Dreadnought players, and this week, a little conversation about one of the greats who all of us work to find our place in life, but this is a great encourager, and I hope he's listening tonight on this webcast. Forrest Cunningham. Forrest, if you're out there, we hope that you're doing well. And you
Punt
just
is
saw
blocked.
a punt blocked from your Dreadnoughts. They pick it up at the 50. The Bulldogs try to ramble, but nothing doing, and the Dreadnoughts will have great field position again. Pick it up, obviously.
Reginald Kellen with the block punt.
Forrest, we had so much fun during the 2011-2012 season calling his name, and had a lot of great plays. And then, as all of us do, go on and live our lives after high school. And of course, Forrest came back to one of the booster clubs to share his story about the tragic accident that he was in, and offered an encouragement. That's a real hero when you go through stuff like that. We all go through things, but able to come back and really share his experience and how he's better for it. And so, Forrest, we hope you're out there tonight, and always part of the Dreadnought family, and have a great evening watching the Dreadnoughts hopefully whoop the Bulldogs here.
Glad he's doing well.
Flag on the plays. I believe in New York City, maybe up in NYC now.
So great job there by Reginald Kellum. He almost overran the block punt. He got by there so quickly, he almost had to put the brakes down to be able to block it. Also want to give a quick shout out to as you see, what you don't see, but I see right now, Coach Baylor there on the sideline standing next to Coach Castle. There you see Larry Scott, the tight end coach for Sebring. For the Gators. And he actually, Darren Collins, our AD, was telling me that when Darren was 25 years old back in the early 90s, he coached Larry Scott in basketball at Sebring High School. So they go way back. But anyways, I was starting to say, I want to say hi to Coach Baylor's parents. Mr. and Ms. Baylor watching the game up in the Washington, D.C. area. Glad you're tuning in tonight, as I know you always do.
Fantastic job of eluding defender Ski McWilliams, trying to still pick his way down to the 45. What a great job. Had two guys in the backfield with him, Jeff, and was able to just dance his way all the way to the 45 of the Bulldogs.
He's got magic feet.
That was impressive.
You're starting to see it now that he's healthy.
Now with that blitz,
that's a very impressive 13-yard run. There's Coach Baylor standing next to Coach Castle.
There were a couple open receivers downfield, but he was just scrambling for his life. Didn't have time to set his feet and throw it down. So, of course, sad not to have Savannah Collins with us tonight. That was such a treat the last couple home games, having her here. Maybe we can get her.
She's actually working tonight with her day job.
Yeah, maybe we can draw her back to some of the playoff games. But Williams hands off. Bowman gets banged around, but picks up the first down easily down to the 30-yard line.
About 15 yards on that carry there by DeMarcus Bowman. Come on, DeMarcus, you couldn't score on that one?
Yeah, what's up? You're almost disappointed. Just a mere 15-yard run.
And give the offensive line credit. They opened up some big holes tonight, Tim.
Yeah. Some gateways to run through there on a fresh set of downs for the Knots with 6:13. Dreadnoughts lead 7-0.
Tonight's game sponsor at Bryant Stadium tonight, Tim, is Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. Glad and appreciative of all the support Publix has given the Dreadnought football program over the years. One of our best advertisers and sponsors here at the stadium.
They hardly do anything for the community. Yeah. They're so stingy. No, Publix, incredible for the city of Lakeland and Florida and the country, Southeast. Just an amazing company.
It's time for the first quarter water break, so feel free to go to the refrigerator and grab that bottle of Publix water. Our Publix Cola.
They brew it themselves. Wait a minute. Let's go ahead and take it to commercial here at the water break. 5:46, Dreadnoughts up 7-0. We'll be right back with you.
This is what you expect.
Well, don't worry. The whole family's going to like this. It's not going to be here tomorrow, I'll tell you that much. It's beautiful. Oh, don't worry about that. We'll fix it. We're going to handle everything.
And this is a different experience.
Welcome to Regal. Here, the volleyball team. Congratulations to the girls volleyball team at Lakeland High School who won the district championship. And they're off on now to their next phase against Wharton in the tournament. So Bowman gets drugged down and comes up kind of slow.
That time a short game by DeMarcus Bowman.
We don't like to see that.
Tackled by Xavier Young for the Bulldogs. Good sportsmanship as he offered to help DeMarcus up and kind of pat him on the back there.
We'd like to remind everybody that the Dreadnought Highlight Report with Coach Castle, again, Monday night, October 22nd. Your chances are coming to an end here this season. Monday night, October 22nd at 7 p.m., the LHS Film Room, the locker room. Come listen to Coach Castle talk Dreadnought football. Everyone is invited. Handoff to Fenley Graham. Look at Fenley with no one within like 10 yards.
Wow, what a play.
Cranks it up and goes in easily for the touchdown. My goodness.
Nice fake there to Bowman. I think some of the defense thought that Bowman had it, and then for a second I thought Williams had kept it himself.
Yeah.
But he little slide of hand there and got the ball to Fenley Graham on that inside trap play. Fenley Graham is emerging as an offensive weapon.
All kinds of running room.
A weapon on special teams and a good cornerback. He is definitely emerging as a good offensive weapon, too, for the Dreadnoughts.
Almost startling when you're that open in the field by yourself. Is Hohenthaler
right
another one through.
Up and down the middle. 14-0 Lakeland with 5:07 to play here in the first quarter. We also want to give a shout out to our Booster Club president, Steve Madden, who's up at West Point along with his wife Stephanie tonight. Parents Weekend, their son George is up at West Point. I think he's a sophomore, I believe. And Greg and Lori Madden, his son Chase, also play for Lakeland, are up there as well. And our good friend Keith Deloach, a West Point graduate, class of '95, up there as well. So I know they're all watching the webcast from West Point tonight.
Very cool.
And hopefully Chase and George are watching as well. Just very proud of you guys for serving our country and representing Lakeland so well at West Point.
Amen. Just a reminder, Dreadnought fans, Dukes is hosting post-game parties all season, every Friday night. Bring your game ticket in and get a free appetizer with your meal. South Florida Avenue at Lake Miriam Drive, Dukes. Jace, the specialty punter turned fabulous kicker this year. Wow, lays another one high down inside the end zone, and that'll be not returnable. Hey, you can't do that.
What?
The pink.
Oh, we just got safety.
The pink-hatted ref that you said we're not sure of. I don't think he is sure of what was going on there. That's, in my opinion, was not supposed to be an active play.
Yeah, now some of his cohorts are coming to talk to him there and say, hey, boss, I don't think you can do that.
They're going to redo this and shuffle it back out to the 20-yard line. I'm almost positive. They're saying, we're not in college.
No, they're going to keep it a safety. Wow.
Okay. Fascinating.
Is that a rule change effective as of 10 seconds ago?
It's the pink. The pink does some magical things to the
I don't know. Can we see a replay, Michael, or Mary in the control room? Can we see a replay of that? I don't know if we have instant replay available tonight. And we can go ahead and no replay tonight. Man, I was really hoping to be able to see that play again.
Oh, look at that fine-looking Wealth Solutions of Central Florida tag up there. Thank you, Michael. That looks good.
We can go ahead and put 2 points on the board. It's 16-0 now. We're still not sure how they awarded those points to us because our understanding, Tim's always been in high school, once it goes in the end zone, it's an automatic touchback. And clearly, unless our eyes are deceiving us up in the press box, it clearly looked like he was in the end zone when he caught it.
Oh, well. I think that the ref in the pink hat's like, please don't embarrass me, guys. Just let's leave it. Maybe no one will notice. Okay. They're going to lose anyways.
It's almost like the people who are doing the scoreboard here, because here at Bryant Stadium, they haven't changed the score either. It's like there's such disbelief right now. Yeah. The scoreboard operator is like, like what's going on?
Are you sure? But the Bulldogs are coming back out to boot it away. Let's see if they... go the traditional kickoff route here.
The official ruling.
The official ruling is
a safety on the previous play.
Just what we said, a safety, but even the announcer here at the stadium is like, peculiar.
The safety brings the score to the Lakeland Dreadnoughts 16.
We'll take it.
In the South Broward Bulldogs.
Moving on.
0.
It's not like Lakeland needs any help against South Broward tonight.
Oh, goodness. Still at the 5-minute mark, just above it at 5:07. And Dreadnought's about on pace for what they've done the last 5 games. Which was, again, just drop the anchor. Boom. Emphatically. A chance to return one, perhaps.
Of course, after a safety, you do a free kick from your own 20. You can punt or kick it off.
Oh, the old.
Oh my gosh, he got nailed, and they recovered the kick, so they got the ball back. Wow.
The old onside kick. Which, hey, if you don't have a kicker.
Well, Lakeland was about 15 yards back instead of 10. You don't think someone would try an onside kick that deep in the territory, but they executed that well. And the key to that was the hit.
Yeah.
That he nailed the Lakeland player with him. He about took his head off.
It's a legal play. I mean, it was vicious hit, but there's nothing wrong with it.
It was a clean hit. Yeah, vicious is a good word to describe it. Kind of unusual. We saw a safety in the kickoff that we don't think should have been allowed, but then Broward gets the ball back on a quasi onside kick. You see a little bit of everything here in high school football.
Interesting. 3 goes in motion. Smith looking, getting pressure, takes off right side, then kind of trips. He wanted to cut back to the middle and stumbled himself. And
Khalil Crawford with a tackle. I don't know, Tim, in all my years of watching football, I don't think I've ever seen like an onside kick on the offense after safety. Which honestly, I'm not even sure if you even call that. It was almost like a combination onside kick, pooch kickers. But I guess we'll go ahead and classify it as an onside kick.
I was curious to see how close it was to being out of bounds. If we wouldn't have, I mean, it was a live ball. I don't know if that would have been the better option just to get out of its way, or I don't know if it would have
and then
stayed
try
in
to
bounds.
block the Broward guy coming.
Yeah, that's what I was the only thought. But things are happening that quick, kind of hard to figure out. Second.
Of course, he probably wasn't thinking he was going to get the head either.
Flag, some movement I think I saw on the Bulldog side of the line. Yep, that was it.
False start on the Bulldogs. That's their third or fourth 5-yard penalty on offense tonight. 2 delayed games and now a false start.
Dreadnoughts, of course, trying to go to those magical 10-0 regular season marks here. They have to get by South Broward tonight to make it 9. And then, of course, next week, Jeff Goddard at their house, Kathleen.
That should be a fun one.
Could be a fun one. Yes, Smith launches one. Right side, man-to-man coverage. Broken up nicely. Got Nixon again.
Yeah, that was definitely not pass interference that time. I mean, that was just a perfectly timed play there by Nixon. There's some flags up closer to the line of scrimmage there.
Skirmish. Some extracurricular stuff going on after the pass.
We'll have to see what this is going to be. Could be maybe a
should
hold
be
or
it should be offsetting personal fouls. They're having a powwow at the 40. Most people, including the camera, probably missed it as they were looking downfield where the pass was going. There was a little tussle for a moment. Still in the first quarter. Let's see what they say. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike against the Bulldogs, and
wow, got an ejection for one of the Bulldogs players.
Fairly rare one-sided. Some frustration, perhaps, on the Bulldog side of the ball. That's a big one. JV Dreadnoughts beat Bartow 22-0 last week and have their last game at home next week against Winter Haven, October 25th at 7 p.m. Come out and support the JV Naughts, their last game. Under 4 minutes now. Smith hands off right side. A whole nice cutting back. Beautiful job of running down to the 45. That was pretty.
Second forever, and number 4.
Travis. The Dixon on the run, number 9. Beautiful little run.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing. The roster we have here is not up to date, so
I think it's the junior
some of these
running
guys
back.
we're going to have to.
Travis Dixon, number 9, who got back a bunch of penalty yards and makes it a manageable 3rd and 5. Finley Graham runs over. There's no one covering the far receiver, and he catches up with him there, and the refs will stop things momentarily.
Not sure what that was all about.
Some kind of
So it's 4th and 5. They
switcheroo.
So that last play was actually 3rd down because I think the crew, the chain crew, kept it a 2nd down after that penalty, but it was because it was a late unsportsmanlike conduct after the play. That play counted, so it was actually 3rd and long there instead of 2nd long. So now it's 4th and 5. So they send in their punter, do the Bulldogs.
Good snap that time. He rushes though and bangs it off someone's helmet.
Wow.
Struggling to get it up in the air, Jeff. As I said, I was watching him at the pregame, and I was that's about what I would have expected.
Speaking of punters, I was reading an article recently in Sports Illustrated about this influx of Australian punters in college football. You may have noticed that if you turn in NFL as well, but there's actually a guy down in Melbourne, Australia, who played Australian rules football and was pretty good. And then he actually came over and had some tryouts with some NFL teams and made a roster in the offseason, but never actually got to play in the game. And he started this academy back in Australia to get Australian kids, teach them how to punt. And now they're punting in large numbers in the college ranks.
Boy, number 44 came flying in, and Bowman just dropped his head and blocked him. Caught him right in the gut. Looks like he took a...
That was a one hopper there that McWilliams threw.
Well, I think it's surprised. Number 44 just charged, and no one blocked him except Bowman just dropped his head and caught him, and I think just knocked the wind out of him. He just wasn't expecting a helmet to the gut.
One of the best attributes a running back can have, especially as he gets to the next level, is being able to pass protect.
Number 44 pops up. We're going to send it to commercial, but he jumped back up, and I think we're going to get back to action quickly here. Dreadnought's leading 16-0.
So my point, maybe South Broward might want to get an Australian rules punter over here to help him out. But this guy who runs his academy in Australia said it's like ordering a pizza. College coaches order a punter and we deliver.
I tell you what, you start them at a young age and just work on that specialty of punting, and there's not as many as you think there are. As Bowman gets the call following a nice block and runs over a guy at the 47, picks up a few extra yards to the first down.
Nice job there by DeMarcus Bowman, following his block and surging ahead down to the Bulldogs' 45-yard line.
We love hearing the pads. When you hear the pads through the earphones up here, that's a good, solid whammo.
Taiwan McLeod with the tackle for the Bulldogs.
And he paid for it. He took a shot of his own on a fresh set of downs for the Knots at the 45. Ski McWilliams, handoff Bowman. Left side has lots of room.
He's got a big hole. It bounces out to the left.
Picks up another 10, maybe 11 yards. Helmet flies
I thought
off.
he was actually going to bust it loose, but good job there by Todd White of the Bulldogs bringing it down. That prevented a much bigger game.
Could have been easily, well, you can say this on almost every play, a hold call by the Knots that time, but they let it go. Bowman was able to get to the outside. The refs didn't see the hold. And Dreadnought's on the move. Keon Zipper, left side. Bowman and Graham in the I formation. Ski McWilliams fakes the handoff to Bowman, rolls out right side, looking, and right in the hands of Graham, but dropped it. Started to run before he had the ball.
McWilliams put it right where it needed to be, right in his hands, and some nice touch on it. And Finley just had a lapse of concentration there, unfortunately, because that would have been a pretty nice game.
He just a hair again. If we had the replay, you could see just started to barely turn his head, but that's enough to potentially mess up your hand-eye coordination there. And
I want to give a shout out to Zach Fetter, who's watching the game, former Dreadnought kicker and punter, who's kicking for Wheaton College. He's on the bus right now as they are driving to their game tomorrow, and he's tuning in on the bus. Glad you could join us, Zach. It's Finley Graham gets that carry, that handoff again like he did in the touchdown a while ago. This time just gets a couple of yards. You just said a while ago they could call holding on almost every play. The referee heard you. You jinxed us, Tim.
Sorry.
Holding against the Dreadnoughts. So that short game would be wiped out.
Nice ankle tackle to get Finley Graham down that time. He had a lot of room in front of him if that tackle wouldn't have been made, but wouldn't have really mattered because there is a holding penalty. And the Knots will get backed up
Brings up second down
in the shadow of the 40-yard line, and 2nd and 16 upcoming now. They've been on the second down for a while. McWilliams checks off, gets under center. Here goes big number 44 again. He gets blocked, and Howard gets the sweep to the left side and has some room down the sideline and scampers near the first down marker, but the chain gang had to move and get out of the way, or else they would have been toast.
Well executed play there by the Dreadnoughts. 14-yard gain.
Late flag, though. Really late flag.
It's a really good block there by number 70, Humberto Leach, who got out there and was able to get the block that sprung him. This time the unsportsmanlike conduct goes against the Dreadnoughts, but no ejection. So we'll have to see. That should be from the end of the play, so it'll still be, I guess it was about a 14-yard gain, so I guess it's going to pretty much be a loss of 1 yard in the play.
Be curious to see what that was. That was really late. Like after the play, it was a good 5-6 seconds after the play, the flag came out of the pocket. So not sure if it was something said or a shove or something at the end of the play we can't see from up
The
here.
other question is whether or not had he gotten a first down on the play, because if he did, then I think it would be like first down, but I guess he did not quite get the first down, so now it's going to be 3rd and about 15 and a half. So basically I think he was a half a yard short of the first down.
Penalty was a personal foul against the Dreadnoughts.
And so it's going to be 3rd and long for the Dreadnoughts.
Well, at least we moved past second down. 3rd and 16, though, still, as McWilliams drops back. Nice protection, looking downfield, launches one. Zipper is there. Can he get it up top? Zipper in the end zone, drops it. Oh, man, he got smashed. Sandwiched as a flag. Again, late comes in. Zipper had it. Was in the breadbasket, but just got hit from all sides, and it threw the ball up.
I mean, it was a good pass, and he definitely could have caught it, but he definitely got hit. Like you said, I think by 2 guys, so I'm not going to
Ball was delivered a bit late.
give him too much grief on that drop since he got nailed. Yeah, it was a little bit late, but it was right there. It certainly could have been caught.
Two or three players went down. Startled after the big collision there.
Yeah, that was
in the end zone, but
big collision. That's a good way to put it.
everyone up and
I think
okay.
the Broward players may have got the worst of it,
Yeah.
although they were able to dislodge the ball away from Keon Zipper. So good play by the Bulldogs.
So the penalty train is in full chug here as we.
They declined the penalty because they didn't mark it off.
This series anyway, though.
So now
has
it's
been
4th and a long 15 or a short 16, depending on how you look at it.
plagued with penalties as Coach Castle wants to call a timeout on a 4th and 16 to talk it over. And that'll give us an opportunity with 1:19 to take a quick timeout and be right back with you here on Friday Night Live. Stay with us.
Finding qualified staff isn't easy. Sifting through resumes, verifying candidates, conducting interviews, and running a business? Who has time? You need Staff Builders HR. Whether you're looking for 1 person or 500, we don't use hope. We use science, evaluating data from more than 2.5 million resumes to find you the perfect employee. Staff Builders HR, the science of matching great people with great companies.
Staff Builders HR, one of our game sponsors this year, and continuing to support the Dreadnoughts. As the Dreadnoughts have talked things over and look like they're going to punt it away.
I think that's a good decision. I mean, you're not at 40, so I know if it was like 4th and 5 or something, Coach Costa would have definitely gone for it, but 4th and 16, your odds of converting it probably aren't the greatest. So punting the ball here, see if you can pin him deep, I think is definitely a good decision by Coach Castle.
79 seconds away from the Dreadnought wave here at the end of the first quarter. As a nice snap right where you like it as a punter, and a good high kick is going to hit around the 1 and go into the end zone. That was valiant
Good effort there by the Dreadnought player.
It's
hard to read these jersey numbers, to be honest with you. I think that was Jahari Martin, I think, actually down there trying to save it from going out of bounds. He's everywhere on special teams and defense, and even on offense he gets some of those short yardage carries. I would imagine Jahari Martin will definitely have opportunity to play college ball next season. How high of a level, I'm not sure, but he will definitely have the opportunity. 6 foot 230, big physical linebacker, good athlete.
See the hit stick down there on the sideline. We've yet to see the turnover bling come out tonight. So Smith leading the South Broward Bulldogs back at the 15. Nice hit there. Number 44 just comes, Khalil Crawford said no. I'm not having it. Max Balthazar got whammoed.
It's kind of a long first quarter tonight, Tim.
It is.
Kind of crawling along at a slow pace.
And we had that 15 to 18 minute delay with senior night. Puts us at 8:26 Eastern time right now with 40 seconds left on the clock to end the first quarter. I almost said first half. That was perhaps wishful thinking there, but Smith hands off, number 9. Gets to the line and then gets spun around and dropped just outside the 20. There's a flag.
Lakeland saying they recovered a fumble, but the line judge is saying that the ground caused the fumble, so it still belonged to the Bulldog. But as you said, there is a flag.
Dixon again, number 9, getting the run call for the Bulldogs.
So that's going to be, it looks like a penalty against the Bulldogs as they're talking to the Dreadnought defensive players. I would imagine it's going to be a holding call based on where it was. And in fact, it is a holding call against the Bulldogs, so that's going to put them back deep in their own territory.
Brings up second down and 20.
Second down and 20 from their own 10-yard line. Lakeland love to get a turnover here, Tim.
Yep. Even the pom-poms are pink tonight.
You know, Hungry Howie's goes to the pink boxes as well during the month of October.
Yeah.
That pink hat there for Rehab, it makes me think he's Hungry Howie's manager or something. The same shade of pink that they have during October. Even their boxes are pink instead of the traditional yellow.
And that is the end of the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter with the Dreadnoughts leading 16-0, and the South Broward Bulldogs will keep the ball, and a 2nd and 20 coming up here to start the second quarter. And we'll go ahead and look to the east.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Dreadnought Wave.
As we all stand and participate in the Dreadnought Wave at the 6th floor of the new Barnett Pavilion.
About the 5th window, or 4th window from the left, there you can see a lot of people waving. There you see right there. A lot of the kids and their families and staff and doctors waving.
Healing in the pediatric unit tonight.
Hey guys,
Here comes the
if it's possible that you're watching us
and their families.
up there, both live and
2, 3.
we appreciate and love all the support and staff people up there as well that helped organize this and help bring such good care to the kids and those that they are called to serve up there. So thank you to them.
Really seems like the Dreadnought team, in terms of the players and coaching staff, have really bought into this new tradition, the Dreadnought Wave, as you see them all out there on the field waving. Cool thing to see. The Bay News 9 actually did a story on it a few weeks ago.
Oh, neat.
It's pretty cool.
Gives us a chance to stretch our legs a little bit here for a second. It's kind of like the Cubs tradition. You get to stretch your legs here at the end of a
little bit windy tonight,
quarter
Tim.
period. Got a little breeze
a little bit cooler.
flowing through. A zephyr off Lake Parker. Bulldogs still fighting, just no momentum. They've had a couple decent little plays, a couple decent runs. They had a nice kickoff return.
Yeah, that's definitely been their best play of the night, is that kickoff return.
Just can't get momentum, though. Smith, oh, my word. That was a defensive barrage. The defensive line just cut in on, and there's another late flag. My goodness.
Running back had no chance.
No.
Latrell Jean on the tackle. Let's see what this flag is going to be.
Like when
another unsportsmanlike conduct against the Dreadnoughts.
I don't know if you've ever. Oh.
No. Actually, the flag is against the Bulldogs.
Which included an ejection.
Man.
2 ejections tonight, I guess, for the Bulldogs. Wow.
They're getting low.
And now they got to punt from their own end zone. No, wait, actually, it's only second down. Isn't it at least third down? That's third down, right? That was.
It seems like it's been second 22 or 3 times, but not sure.
I guess the penalty, the holding was on first down, I guess. So that's why that was first and 20 there. Now they've switched it to third down. I thought it was third down. So on the field over there, the chain gang still has it as second down.
They had to remind the player that got ejected to leave the game.
So now he just changed it. There's a little slower there on the down marker tonight on the chain gang, but they got it now. So it's 3rd and 20.
The coach for the Bulldogs.
3rd down and 25.
Yeah, actually 3rd and 25. Excuse me, 3rd and 25.
Keith Franklin is just asking the refs why was that worthy of an ejection, but he said they're running out of players over there.
He wants to talk to the referee now, as you see him over there asking for an explanation. I think what he might be asking is, why is every time we get an unsportsmanlike conduct called against us, there's an ejection, but when Lakeland gets one called against him, there's not an ejection? I think that's what he's asking. But yeah, you're right. They're going to run out of players here before too long. They don't have a big roster.
They do have it marked 3rd and 25 now. As Smith trots back on to try to pick up a very tall order of 25 yards to keep the chains moving. And he's going to test perhaps the cornerbacks or not. Let's see. Running back standing in the end zone. Smith checks off, looks back, hands off, runs into the quarterback and gets slammed there at the 3-yard line. No gain. Loss of 2. Ouch.
Now the adventure really gets exciting here.
Yes.
The Bulldogs punter is going to have to punt.
And we've seen the
from almost out of the end zone. He's going to be in the orange, past the Lakeland letters here in the north end zone.
This must be fun.
And he's practically in the hospital parking garage right now with this punt.
If you're a Dreadnought end and you can get around the corner, what a fun thing to. Remember how Chris Rainey used to get around that corner and block those? This is one of those.
I mean, we got our guy. We have Finley Graham at the 30-yard line ready to receive the punt. This could be the shortest punt return in
I would actually
history.
have one guy around the 25, and I'd have one guy maybe back at the 40.
That's actually his best punt of the night.
Sure enough,
Field
at the 25, just where
line.
I said, is Finley Graham's going to try to switch.
Oh, he's going to walk into the end zone. Are you kidding me?
And
wow.
Speed, and he gets in.
Touchdown, Dreadnoughts. Oh, there's a flag down, I think, over there. What? Are you kidding me? I mean, that was a great idea by Finley Graham to start right and then pivot back left, and Lakeland had a block perfectly. I mean, that was just a beautiful 25-yard punt return for a touchdown, but let's see if it's going to stand or not. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be some kind of illegal block against Lakeland, so probably not going to stand, but let's see.
The game announcer here for the stadium.
The Bulldogs coach is
multiple flags.
The Bulldogs coach is going to come unglued if they rule a player ejection for South Broward. There's some Dreadnought students there enjoying the game.
You got their pink on?
Yeah, some of them.
Yeah.
Look at that. He knows the camera's on him.
Yes, they do.
Only one guy did.
They just, somehow they know. They smell it. Still waiting on the call here on what's going to negate, I think, a 25-yard touchdown punt return from Finley Graham. And they are marking
you don't have to ask them if they want the penalty. Now, it's a touchdown. Of course they want the penalty. I'm not exactly sure why he's even talking to them. Unless there's multiple penalties, I guess maybe he's got to see which penalty he want to accept. That's probably what he's doing.
Wow.
That's a shame because that was a beautiful punt return there by Finley Graham. Short but sweet.
Well, you think about that. I mean, that's a 35-yard net difference, obviously, and then take 6 points off the board.
So since one of the penalties was unsportsmanlike conduct, it can also count. So in this case, they don't have to decline one or the other. They can accept both penalties. So instead of a touchdown, Lakeland will start this drive on their own, on the Bulldogs' 35-yard line. Still a great field position, but not as good as a touchdown.
South Broward picked up 10 yards from where the punt actually landed and got a touchdown taken off the board. So, and the score is still 16-0. It's not
single coverage out here.
Not like it's 30-0 as number 21 Kellum gets in the ball game for the Knots. Reginald Kellum, one of the backup running backs, who's very good in his own right.
8 yards down to the 27-yard line.
Player down for the Bulldogs right now.
Be interesting to see if Bowman's night is done, as they want to make sure to keep him healthy.
He's out there now, but as the player for the Bulldogs looks like he's going to take a moment to get his wits about him. So with that, we'll go ahead and take another timeout at the 9:54 mark. Dreadnoughts lead 16-0 here on the live webcast. We'll be right back.
Good times, and all the flavor of New Orleans at Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill.
The injured player for the Bulldogs walks off on his own power, just getting off the field, and the players come back on.
Thank you, Publix, for your constant and dedicated support of Dreadnought football.
The refs tonight, Tim, I've never seen a game that's moving at such a slow pace. A lot of penalties called, but also multiple times they've had the conference to try to figure out what they're going to do with the calls.
McWilliams hands off to Kellum. Kellum with a big hole. Kellum down to the 5. Nice cutback. Beautiful at the 3-yard line. What awareness of where the defenders were, and just did one of those complete ankle breakers.
He could probably start for almost any other school in the county. That's a great run there. Maybe his best run of the year for Reginald Kellum.
That was awesome. Boy, what a good awareness. I mean,
he's got a sweet hairdo too. Look at that.
Yeah, his momentum might have gotten him in, but he just literally left the shoes in their place of the two defenders for the Bulldogs on that hard cut. Is Zipper not having his best tonight? I don't know if he was injured on that play where he got sandwiched down there, but looks like he's gingerly coming off the field as Jace Hohenthaler set to boot his third extra point of the night.
Tim, it's almost like this officiating crew is a JV officiating crew, like they aren't quite fully up to speed and everything.
The Dreadnought scoring drive was officially 2 plays for 10 yards. The scoring play was Reginald Kellum's 27-yard touchdown run, which brings the score to the Lakeland Dreadnoughts.
So now,
23.
in the last 5 games thus far, 271 points for the Knots and 9 points against the Knots. Wow.
They're rolling, Tim. They're absolutely rolling.
Congratulations to the LHS girls and boys golf teams for winning their district championships.
Dreadnought golf teams won the district championships. The boys and girls golf teams. Lakeland High School
all-world this
winning
year.
is a tradition.
Golf, swimming, volleyball, a little thing called football.
So 23-0 is your new score. Lakeland.
Maybe we should make it
big here in the second
Maybe we should
quarter.
rename it the Lakeland Athletic Academy. Oh, number 5 tried to get it back to the 20 and got Crawford again.
Khalil Crawford and Jason Hampton.
And Hampton,
on the
yeah.
tackle.
Tackled by Khalil Crawford. The Bulldogs take over, first down and 10. From their own 17-yard line.
Long way to go for the Bulldogs. Just to get into Dreadnought territory. They've struggled.
Dreadnought fans, we would also like to say congratulations to the LHS volleyball team for winning their district championship last night.
They just announced here at the stadium the volleyball team winning their district as well. The ball temporarily gets dropped by Smith. He's going to throw it over, and nice throw. That's a beautiful throw and a late hit penalty on the Knots.
Khalid Wiggins' pass is complete.
That's pretty
Number
touchy,
16,
Jeff.
Seth Roll with a catch.
I mean, his momentum was carrying him out, but he
Can't you
wasn't
push
out of
him out of
bounds
bounds?
yet. Yeah,
Yeah.
he wasn't out of bounds yet.
That's a ridiculous call. This officiating crew is not good. Let's just leave it that way.
A personal foul against the Dreadnoughts.
Tim, let's put it this way. I have a better chance of winning the Mega Millions lottery jackpot tonight than of us getting through one series without multiple flags.
That doesn't bode well for us getting home very early tonight.
No. The only thing that bodes well for that is the fact that we're going to be up by 35.
Yeah.
Sooner than later.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd stay here all night and watch Dreadnought football, but when it's just laden with penalties,
The ball's
it's
on
not-
the ground, and I
not
think it's
fun.
recovered by the Dreadnoughts. It looks like Lloyd Summerall.
Turnover chain.
Recover the fumble.
Come on, get it out.
Recovered by the Dreadnoughts.
Lloyd, come get it.
Summerall with the fumble recovery.
Lloyd Summerall from his defensive end position. He's going to get the turnover bling bling.
Yeah.
Good thing he's not a Seminole, because if he was, he'd be getting the Dora the Explorer backpack.
Comes out of the box.
8-yard line.
And
Oh, there it
Around
is.
the
He's
net.
got the bling.
Congratulate the LHS marching band for winning their division at the Crown Jewel Marching Festival.
hey, the band getting a little credit too. The Crown Jewel Marching Festival. The Lakeland High School Dreadnought Marching Band getting top honors. Mick Williams hands off to Bowman back in the game. Bowman gets wrestled down.
DeMarcus Bowman on the
That was the
carry.
best job I think they've done all night of containing Bowman, who got slung down there after no gain.
Tackled by Morad Ali.
Even though Bowman's been extremely successful tonight,
Play gain 3 yards.
as crazy as it sounds, he doesn't look like he's 100% him. He looks like he's just a little slower
Bowman?
than normal pace. Could be wrong, but just observation as Finley Graham checks
Yeah, I don't
out.
think you'll see him at all the second half tonight.
Number 25, Ellefson, the 10th grade running back, in to block for Bowman. And Bowman does get the handoff left side and gets hit and dropped for a loss.
DeMarcus Bowman on the carry.
He had no chance that time, as the Dreadnought offense line did not do well blocking in that play. Patrick Robinson met him behind the line of scrimmage and drove him backwards. Just got a text from Mr. Baylor, Will's dad. saying it would be very interesting if we had the refs wired up. We could listen to some of their
I shuddered.
conferences while there could be some comical conversations.
Well, if you
It's a good point, Mr. Baylor.
just watched the last two plays, you would think that the Bulldogs are up, because that has not been pretty.
3rd and 9 here for Lakeland, and timeout by the Bulldogs. 7:46 to go here in the second quarter. Lakeland up 23-0.
This Monday night at 7 p.m. for the Dreadnought Highlight Report.
Let's take a commercial. Yep, we'll be right back.
In addition to meeting
Few law firms can pinpoint an exact moment that inspired its founding purpose. For Smith, Fedler, and Smith, it was 1942 when H. Guy Smith's uncle was paralyzed after a fall in a sawmill. He died 14 months later, leaving behind a family in need. The loss inspired Smith to found his law firm to fight for the rights of workers, the injured, and their families. To this day, Smith, Fedler, and Smith remains committed to his mission. Smith, Fedler, and Smith.
Be very artistic commercial. Smith, Fedler, and Smith. Our friend Brad Smith.
Former Dreadnought quarterback.
He died 14 months later.
We always like to say that, if you need something truly, we've got a lot of talented people, obviously, around the community and the vocations that they've chosen. And so just encouragement to use these sponsors and use these folks that are out there and top-notch. Obviously, Bowman tries to get to the outside and gets pushed out of bounds, but our sponsors are all the real deal. They're the best of the best, so we thank them again, and please support them where you can.
Justin bringing up 4th and about 5 or so.
Play game 4 yards.
I think we'll see
Coach Castle will go for it here.
Yeah, I think so.
Brings up 4th down and 5.
If DeMarcus could have walked the tightrope on the sideline, they probably could have got a first down, but his momentum carried out of bounds.
Watch the quarterback keeper here, McWilliams. And they're going to hard snap count first, try and no go. Now he's looking over to Coach Castle, and he's going to call a timeout.
Still got 11 seconds on the play clock, but
Timeout, Dreadnought.
McWilliams, as you said, call a timeout. 4th and 5 here.
They didn't sell it like they usually sell it. They're acting. They didn't get the Emmy that time.
Well, I think they're actually going to go for it. Sometimes they do that with no intention of going for it.
I hope they do.
In case you're just joining us, wondering what quarter this is in, because it's already almost 8:50. We got off to a late start tonight as we had senior night here at Bryant Stadium, so the kickoff wasn't until about 7:50. And the first half has kind of moved along at a slow pace with lots of penalties and several referee conferences to figure out the call. So here we are, big 4th down play for the Dreadnoughts. Pass completed to Jadarian West, and he makes a little move, and he's going to get inside the 20-yard line. He'll be in the red zone. That's about almost a 20-yard gain on 4th and 5 on the little wide receiver screen.
Good concentration by Jadarian. He just kind of watched it right in. It was a fireball. It was coming with some heat too, so he had to concentrate, got it, and then made a nice run behind his blocks. Didn't try to do too much too quick. Picked up a good gain, and the Dreadnoughts on a 4th down conversion have the ball just outside the 10. Bowman back off the left shoulder of McWilliams, and he's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to run it straight up the middle himself. Gets tripped up there.
Oh, he had a hole there.
Yeah,
if he didn't get tripped up on his ankles.
Couple positive yards.
Showing you a nice little burst there. Xavier Johnson made the probably touchdown saving tackle for the Bulldogs.
Jeff has alluded to many times, a long first half here. It's probably going to be nearly 9 o'clock before we get to the end of the first half. Part of that was, of course, the 15 to 20 minute delay at senior night as number 44, got a little too eager. He's been doing that all game, trying to get to the quarterback, and now he got called on it.
Get up close and personal there with a Dreadnought offensive lineman.
It's funny. I wish I could have him mic'd on that because he knew what he did. He's like, oh, man, come on.
Definitely frustrated.
See, Crawford comes in, so they're putting a little more of the power package now that they're inside the 5 near the 3-yard line. And a quick pop.
Touchdown, Dreadnoughts.
Easy. Easy peasy and a flag. Unsportsmanlike late.
He went, the dog relieving himself on the fire hydrant for a celebration. That's going to get you a flag every time.
I wasn't going to say it, but I'm glad you were bold enough to bring it out.
That's what he did. If I'm Coach Castle, I think I sit Jahari down for the rest of the game. I mean, I understand you want to have fun, but you know it's a guaranteed flag.
It was creative. I'll say that. I don't mind.
Well, it wasn't original. I mean, that's been done in the NFL before.
I know, but.
In other area scores at halftime.
Got some other area scores there at halftime.
Winter Haven 20, Mulberry 7. Again, that game is at halftime.
Is that Winter Haven 20, Mulberry 7?
Winter Haven beating Mulberry.
Boy, this crew is slow.
I think this crew thinks they get paid by the minute instead of by the game. But they're dragging this thing out. And apparently they ejected Jahari Martin for poor taste on his touchdown celebration. I can't say I blame him.
He might have been done anyways. I don't know. I want to hear it. Mic him up. I want to hear that call for pretending to relieve himself on the goal post. He did, Michael Barrett. That's what I was thinking. You great minds think alike.
He gave the goalpost a business.
Kaboom!
If we'd have known that he was going to do that, we could have had the music cued and we could have played Who Let the Dogs Out.
Oh, yes. As the Dreadnoughts approaching the magical 35 mark. 30 points on the board with that safety early on. Jace Hohenthaler doing his part to tack on the extra points. As you see young Jace, the senior there, another flag.
Another flag. Of course there is.
Did we have another animal behavior act at the 12-yard line?
Maybe so.
Penalty is an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Dreadnoughts with an ejection.
I guess they're just evening the trying to even the score on the ejections. Oh my word!
I didn't know you could have so many ejections for unsportsmanlike conduct penalties.
The Dreadnought scoring drive was 6 plays and covered 38 yards.
Yeah, it's going to turn into a 3-on-3 contest.
To the Lakeland Dreadnoughts 30 and the South Broward Bulldogs 0.
Can you strap up a cheerleader? Can they go in? Can we do the Powder Puff League?
Maybe.
Remember we used to do that? We'll have co-ed team tonight. I would absolutely love to have mics down on the field because one of the coaches for the Knots was saying what happened, and the ref was just grabbing his ear like he tore his ear off, like he pulled at his ear, and that's an ejection.
So instead of enforcing the penalty on the extra point, they did on the kickoff. So Lakeland is literally kicking off from their own 10-yard line.
Onside kick.
Because of double unsportsmanlike
Jace.
conducts.
Boom! He gets it past the 50. It's live ball. Get it, Knots. Dreadnoughts have the ball. Attaway. Attaway. There's some justice for you.
The two most unusual onside kicks in the history of football. Wow.
You could definitely have a unique highlight reel from this game. It would be something else.
This is a very interesting game, to say the least. You can see it coming. If he didn't catch that, that was what was going to happen, no doubt about it.
Put a little bit of the wedge spin on it, too, there. Jace kind of just had a lot of spin on it, just hitting, backed up. Startled the return man for the Bulldogs. He didn't know what to do with it, and especially when you have 8, 9 jerseys flying at you at 15 miles an hour. Knotts with the ball. Bowman with the ball. Bowman, nice cut at the 40. Back inside 30. Lays a lick. Drops the shoulder on number 25.
He is not afraid to.
Tackled by Stanley Marcin.
He's not afraid to dole out the hits himself, is DeMarcus Bowman. As Michael said,
we're making our own rules
first
tonight,
down,
right?
so automatic ejection.
It's the night of making your own rules. Every time the officials have a water break, 2 players take the bench.
I'm actually not sure who the second ejection was. Obviously, the first one was Jahari Martin, but then on the PAT, I'm not sure who that ejection was.
Is there a record for the most ejections? We're still the first half. We could break
Never
it.
seen anything quite like it, to be honest. 5:54 to go here in the second quarter. Lakeland 30, South Broward 0. As we keep it here with you for the second quarter hydration respite.
I don't know. I got asked by one of our good fans, should the kickoff recovery count as a turnover? Chain, exclamation point.
I don't think so, because they never had possession of it.
Yeah, they didn't get it. You're right. I would
and
agree
if
with
he
you.
caught it and then we hit him and he fumbled, then it probably would be, but he never really had possession of it.
Things that make you go, Handoff. Bowman trips. Not a lot of room there.
DeMarcus Bowman on the carry.
What was that? Helmet flying, body flying late. He's out of the game permanently. His helmet came off. He's ejected. He's going. He's out. No, mandatory when you're have a malfunction, equipment malfunction, you have to come out for at least one play. Unless they've changed that rule tonight, too. Finley Graham checks out of the ball game at the 5:15 mark. Ellefson in there to block for Kellum. Number 84 in the tight end position, 2 wide receivers left side. Williams hands off to Kellum. Kellum, nice job following blocker. Look at Kellum wiggle his way. Are you kidding me? Spinning still down inside the 10 to the 6-yard line.
He wanted another touchdown there.
Nifty little dance.
Yeah, Bowman, I don't think he's 100% healthy. He's not hitting the hole quite as hard as he normally is. And you see Kellum, who is healthy, hitting the hole how you normally see Bowman do so.
Play game 20 yards and results in a Dreadnoughts first down.
Well, Kellum has a chance to shine here in the rest of this ball game, as I think Bowman will probably be done for the night. I formation. Handoff Kellum. Kellum fouls his block. Cuts over right side. Gets hit, but not knocked down. And into the end zone goes Kellum. Touchdown Knots. There we go. Yeah, baby. Flags are flying.
This time, the only flags in the field are the Dreadnought students.
That's right.
Running the flags
Refs,
after the score.
Wait, they're going to be ejected. The flag flyers have now been ejected
for
too
illegal
much excessive
celebration.
Too wavy. Their flags were too wavy. Oh boy. Please send your letters to Michael Barrett, care of Jace Hohenthaler. There we go. Crossed the 35 mark. 37 points here with 4:37. Plenty of time for some strange happening, an onside kick or two or safety to be thrown in the mix here. Still in the first half.
Of course, with the new rule, you cannot have the running clock until the beginning of the third quarter, the earliest, if you're down by 35, and the the coaches have to agree to that. I can't imagine South Broward wanting to put on this any longer, so I would imagine we have a running clock the whole second half.
4 plays, 47 yards on that drive officially to put the Knots up 37-0. I'll keep it right here as you can see the Dreadnought fan base bringing it, pinking it for the most part. Nice job. Jace, boom. That's a good kick. That'll sneak around. Oh, hits actually in the 1 yard line and goes in the end zone.
Does that count as a touchback? I'm not sure anymore. Or is that a safety?
I'm befuddled at this point. South Broward just, I don't know. Have they done all their plays in the playbook? Where do you go from here?
Back to the bus.
Mm.
And head home. I think they'll just continue to run their offense. I mean, at this point, realistically, they're not going to win the game, but you just continue to work on, the plays that you've been successful with this year, and you probably use next week as well.
Quarterback's got some talent. He's got a good arm. When he takes off through the hole, he's been able to get some positive yards. Smith calls for it. Left side looking to get pressure. Is going to be sacked and dropped.
Lloyd Summerall will get the sack this time. He's having a good night tonight for the Dreadnoughts. Lloyd, Division I recruit.
They lost 10 yards. Brings up second down and 20.
Lloyd and Keon are good friends, and there's a good chance they'll go to the same college together.
They got some big boys over there, but just the speed of the Knots defense is way too much for.
Oh, that's going to be.
Yeah. Knots jump offside.
Offsides, I believe.
They were coming. Offsides against the Dreadnoughts. Brings up second down and 15.
No real harm done. Second down and 15. You heard the term pin your ears back. The Knots, whatever that means, they're doing it. Means they're coming. All systems go. Smith, high snap. This is not going to end well for the Bulldogs.
It's going to be a
the
touchdown.
Will
for the
score again on the high snap.
That's Latrell Jean with the fumble recovery in the end zone and the touchdown. He's going to get that turnover chain now. He should get a double one because he scored as well. There's Mr. Jean, the senior defensive tackle.
Mean Gene.
Mean Gene Okerlund?
No,
there he is. He's got the.
He's not mean in demeanor. He just means business. Oh, take that turnover chain off, man.
Take the chain off to go.
I don't think they'll let you do it.
That'd be hysterical if he ran out there with the chain
funny.
on. Now they tell him not to worry about it. He's there, but coach, man, I was just enjoying my time with the chain on.
Number 60 takes his place. I said, wait a minute, we still have an extra point to execute, hopefully, here. Down, up, and good.
The point after is good by Jace Hohensteiner.
As punctuated by the Cannons, who are extremely active. Did they bring enough ammo tonight? And the Cannons is the next question.
They might have to go to the store and get some more. The rate this game is going.
Hope he loaded up on the gunpowder with the Knots leading 44-0 here.
Lakeland High School would like to say
With still
thank you to
3:15.
Garage and the LHS FFA.
Well, I missed the mark. I said 9 o'clock we'd be done with the first half, and it's 9:04, and we still have 3:15 to go.
We might still be playing this game when it's time to kick off for Kathleen.
Knott's having fun tonight on senior night.
And they should.
Hope you're enjoying us in either your favorite lazy boy chair, lounge chair, couch, your office, however you choose to watch the webcast. We're glad that you're with us and you're part of the family. Boom. Might go out of bounds, and it does.
That's going to be another flag.
Oh, that was a nice flag toss. The ref gave it like a little kick, a roundhouse kick with the flag toss. That was nice. Beautiful night, beautiful facilities here.
Keith Cornea just texted me, wants to know if we brought our sleeping bags tonight.
Oh, Keith, if you only knew. You know, I always think of that episode of Seinfeld where George works for the Yankees and he built this little bed under his desk. And he just, maybe we should get the crew to construct a little.
The Bulldogs have elected to enforce the penalty.
Hammocks would work.
I've never seen that either. Like, who does that? You always just take the penalty and you go out to the 35 or whatever it is. In high school, I think it's 40 in college. But the Bulldogs don't make Lakeland kick again.
The night of curious oddities. Is it a full moon? Nope, I don't think so. Torture us with longevity on the field.
I hope the bus driver for South Broward's getting a nap right now. He's going to have a late night.
That's quite a spinner. That's going to hit. Check up. Watch out. Knott's ball.
Oh!
Ouch. Slobber.
He just got jacked up by Jason Hampton.
That was uncalled
Where's
for.
the flag for that? I'm sure it's going to be unnecessary hard hitting.
Quadric Bullard on the kickoff return.
Everyone's got everyone woken up. How did he hold on to the ball? Is it embedded in his chest? Where'd the ball go?
It's inside his shoulder pads now. Just want to give a shout out to my parents who are watching the game tonight and my brother Jason, mom and dad Jason. Hope you guys are enjoying the broadcast on big screen TV there at the house.
If you'd like to see some of these most unusual plays, remember you can come Monday night, October 22nd at 7 o'clock to the Dreadnought Highlight Report with Coach Castle, and you can see all these wonderful, very weird plays again. Smith under center, just trying to run the clock out with 3:05. The Knots are going to get him at the line of scrimmage. Oh, he's battling there.
Keeps those legs churning, gets some extra yards.
Extra yard. Ooh, whistles continue to blow. Uh-oh,
that's an ejection.
Ejection. Okay, he's out. What did I do? Well, that was pretty obvious.
The rate this is good. Maybe they should just not play the second half. Final score 44-0.
The coach for the other team is coming over to the Dreadnoughts. That's interesting. And just talking to him. It's like, I don't know what's going on either, guys.
Apparently there's no ejection. They didn't, at least the referee didn't give the ejection symbol just on.
Well, I'm disappointed with the inconsistency.
I'm sure the Bulldogs coaches as well.
Penalty was a personal foul against the Dreadnoughts. Full results and a Bulldogs first down.
Coming up, we have the Harry Seafood halftime show. Lakeland High School principal Art Martinez will be my guest. Looking forward to talking with Mr. Martinez, who's done a fabulous job at Lakeland.
Good food, good fun, and the taste
good
of
people.
New Orleans.
Harry Seafood.
Smith hands off to number 10, who gets spun around and
like a top.
Taiwan McLeod on the carry.
Manny Mesa, the general manager there at Harry's, good friend of myself and our families, has done a great job there at Harry's Seafood. Started us to work in the kitchen and worked his way up. Now he's the general manager. Great success story.
Feels good, that breeze up here. The marathon half continues with 1:21. Smith rolling out, tosses it on the run out of bounds. I was going to say that would have been an impressive throw.
No chance to catch that one. Seth Roll, who was the intended receiver. So apparently we have gone to the running clock the first half. I thought the new rule was you weren't allowed, but I guess they maybe made an exception for this game.
Maybe the other coach said, please, just you changed several rules. Just I'll let you change that one too.
Yeah.
The Anchorettes they probably needed to warm up a few more times and stretch out here before the half. The seniors differentiate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Khalid Reagan sacked on the play.
That was a weird looking play.
That was odd.
I thought that was the quarterback who had broken through there, but it was an offensive lineman that then the Lakeland player kind of threw it.
It's the last play of the half anyways with the running clock. So that'll do it officially.
Woo.
The end of the first half is upon us. The Knots with a mere 44 points, 44 caliber. And South Broward still looking for their first points tonight.
Other than that kickoff return, they haven't been on our side of the field all night, except for that one possession out to the long kickoff return.
They have not been too close. So with that, Art Martinez on the way with our own Jeff Goddard, who does a fabulous job. And I'm sure if the halftime show is any indicative of the first half, it would be very interesting. So stay with us as
it's very long. It's going to be a very long halftime interview with Mr. Martinez. As you see Coach Castle down on the field talking with the head referee going, hey, what's going on here? Coach Castle wanting some clarification. Hey. So the Anchorettes cannot even do their performance as you have referees and coaches out there and around midfield. I think Coach Castle is saying, I've never in my life have I seen this many ejections and penalties. Trying to, as you see the one referee explaining to Coach Castle why maybe one of the ejections took place. And the Anchorettes decided not to wait. They're going to go ahead and do their routine regardless. So we're going to let you enjoy this performance by the Anchorettes. And then after that, I'll have Art Martinez for you here on the Harry Seafood Halftime Show.
seniors. Submit your A's and B's to Bartow Ford for your chance to win a new Mustang. Visit DriveFordExcellence.com for official rules. The 25th Annual Drive for Excellence with Bartow Ford. We're different, and we prove it.
This is what you expect.
Well, don't worry. The whole family's going to like this. It's not going to be here tomorrow, I'll tell you that much. It's beautiful. Oh, don't worry about that. We'll fix it. We're going to handle everything.
And this is a different experience.
Welcome to Regal.
Finding qualified staff isn't easy. Sifting through resumes, verifying candidates, conducting interviews, and running a business? Who has time? You need Staff Builders HR. Whether you're looking for one person or 500, we don't use hope. We use science, evaluating data from more than 2.5 million resumes to find you the perfect employee. Staff Builders HR, the science of matching great people with great companies.
Good times, and all the flavor of New Orleans at Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill.
All right, back with you here as the Harry's Seafood halftime show rolls on. My guest tonight, the principal of Lakeland High School, Mr. Art Martinez. Mr. Martinez, good to see you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Good to see you. Good to be here.
Thank you for joining me. So you obviously played football here at Lakeland. You're a football guy. Have you ever seen a half quite like this with so many penalties and ejections?
No, it's just kind of unruly right now. I mean, I just don't know what kind of officiating we're getting, and I don't ever want to blame officials for anything, but I just think just let the kids play. I mean, there's some things on the field that are happening, but obviously we got 4 ejections, 2 on each side, and you're getting close to the playoffs, and we can't have that going into the playoffs.
Yeah, unnecessary, no doubt about that. So obviously, you have been the principal at Lakeland High School, what, 4 or 5 years now?
January will be 5 years.
5 years. Okay, and of course, like I said, you played at Lakeland actually for Coach Castle. So now you're his boss as the principal. So talk about Coach Castle in terms of, the vantage point of being a player for him back, about 30 years ago, give or take, and now you're as the principal, and how much he's changed, or has he not really changed that much at all?
Well, I mean, obviously he's calmed down a lot since the days, but he's just what I call an Energizer bunny. He just doesn't stop. He continues to move forward. He goes from one game to the next, regardless if you win or lose, and you just don't look back. And we've got a great relationship. We've played. I mean, obviously I played for him. I coached with him as well, and now that I know I'm the principal of the school, but we work together. I mean, that's just how I feel with all of our staff. We work together, and it's just it's really a good marriage. But no, he's just a tremendous individual, great coach, wonderful mentor, and he just does a wonderful job on the field.
So talking about Coach Castle's Energizer bunny, not that I'm asking you to spill the beans or anything, but does the topic ever come up about how much longer he sees himself coaching, or?
We've been talking about that probably for 15 years now. So I'm never going to say he can stay as long as he wants.
Of course.
Obviously, he's going to make that decision when he's ready. He and Shelley. But I would like to see how far we can go this year, and then next year's another year. We'll go year by year with him. So
yeah. And speaking of going far this year, certainly since you've been the principal, and maybe going back to those championship teams from 04 to 06, this might be the best team he's had here. What do you think about our prospects for a deep run in the playoffs?
And I have to agree with you. I think collectively we've got a good group of young men. They're tremendous. I think they get after the ball. Our defense, I think, is playing well. If we can just get our offense moving a little bit better. Bowman has some great games, and we open up some holes for him, and he's just tremendous. He's so quick and fast. He just gets off the ball. I truly think we've got a chance. If we can win next week against Kathleen, we'll have home field advantage for at least the first 3 games. And so, how far we can go, it just depends. I mean, hopefully the first and second round we can get through. The third round is going to be a little bit more difficult, I think. but you really can't look at the first and second. You got to look at the first round and then go on forward from
A
there.
lot of home playoff games here at Bryant. That's what we want to see for sure.
Absolutely.
Now, this year, I think the fourth one, which would be the state semifinals, I think it's pretty determined right. It rotates back and forth. Would it be this year where we would be on the road? Is that how that works? I think?
No, it doesn't go back and forth. Obviously, with a new point system.
Okay, no point.
Right now, Lake City, Columbia is in the top bracket, and they obviously have more points than we do because of the strength of schedule. So it really depends on where they fall in the next couple of games. Right now, they're a couple of points ahead of us.
So we could maybe host all 4 games here, potentially, if we can make it that far.
If they continue to win, they will. I mean, and they win throughout the playoffs. Obviously, they'll host in the fourth round.
So we need them to lose a game to be able to host that.
And if that happens, or if they get beat in the playoffs. So I mean, it just really depends on what happens. And we also, regardless, last couple of years we've lost a plant, and we're up ahead the whole time.
There's some tough losses the last 2 years to plant.
They are, I credit the kids. We bounce back, and every year we're back in it again. So it just really depends. So if we can we just got to get our monkey off the back. We have to get past that third round, get into the fourth round.
It's been a while since we've been to the semifinals. It's been.
I agree. I think it's probably been maybe 8 years.
9 years, yeah. I really like that new point system because it rewards teams with home games. I just wasn't sure if it went all the way to the fourth round or just the third round, but thanks for clarifying.
It's the third round right now. But I mean, and I've looked up where we would be, and if we went out, we'll still be number one in our region, which will be nice. At least will get us through the third round.
Perfect.
So.
Speaking of the team, I know we were kind of talking about in the pregame show tonight as well. As good as the offense has been this year, the defense has even been better. And I think maybe the key to the offense catching up to the defense is Ski McWilliams. Just the last couple of games, he seems to be finally 100% healthy, and now he's kind of emerging as a threat running the ball as well. I think that could bode well as we head to the playoffs.
Oh, I agree. I think Ski's done a tremendous job for us. I think he was battling some injuries at the beginning of the year with a hamstring pull, but I just think if our defense keeps them off the field, or our defense stays off the field and our offense is running. I mean, I think he does a great job, and I think he's starting to learn the system of what Coach Castle wants to run, and he is the prototype quarterback that Castle likes. So it kind of bodes well for him, and if we can keep everybody healthy, I think we'll do the best we can with it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun postseason for sure. Speaking of postseason, this week the girls volleyball team and the boys and girls golf teams all won district championships. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, Monday afternoon, our boys and girls won respectively the district title, and they'll compete next Monday at Regions over in Orlando.
Nice.
And so we're very excited about that.
Who's the golf coaches now for Lakeland?
You have for the girls, obviously Dane Mooney, and he does a tremendous job. He's built a good program within the number of the students that we have, and really he's built a lot of camaraderie with the players, and I think they follow his lead, and he just does a tremendous job. On the girls' side, Patrick Spence has come in for the last couple of years, and he's done well. We've had some girls that have moved in this year that are true freshmen and have done an outstanding job. Kate Joyner last week was low score for the girls in districts, and then obviously we won. The boys won by I think 14 strokes, and the girls kind of took it. Won by 75 strokes.
Wow!
So it's just tremendous. Yeah. So we're looking forward to next week.
We have a great history of excellence in golf at Lakeland High School going back many decades for sure. And then I believe the volleyball coach is Dana Seacrest. Is that correct?
Seacrest,
friend of mine.
Has done a tremendous job this year in her first year. I think we've lost one game, and we won districts last night again at Bartow in 3 sets, or in 3 games rather, in 1 set. She has done a tremendous job. I think the kids have done a great job in buying into the program and what she's kind of instilled in them. And we play at home Wednesday night. I can't tell you who we play Wednesday, but because I don't know just yet, and I didn't ask Darren Collins, our athletic director, but I know we're at home Wednesday night.
Always nice to see an alum like Dana come back and coach a sport that she excelled in here at Lakeland. Also want to get your impressions on this new tradition we have here at Bryant Stadium, the Dreadnought Wave. Seems like Coach Castle and the players have totally bought into it.
Absolutely.
Just a really cool thing. What are your thoughts about that?
It's really close to my heart. I have a daughter that's 21 years old now, and she was born premature, 1 pound 5 ounces. She was flown out to Shands Hospital where she stayed there for about 9 weeks.
Wow.
And then flew back home to Lakeland and stayed at Lakeland Regional at the time for 6 weeks before she was able to come home. So, the first week that we did this against Bartow, when we walked out there, I just got the chills because it was just, our kids, this is bigger than baseball, or bigger than football rather. And it's incredible to me that our kids have bought into it the way they did. Our coaches have, our fans. I truly think that we have the best fans in Polk County and I think the state of Florida, and I think they've bought into it. I want to commend Jill Beavis.
She's done a great job heading that up.
Oh my goodness, she has just a tremendous job for us, and as an alum, and as a major supporter of what we do for Lakeland. Not necessarily just football, but she does so much with basketball and other sports that she's involved with. But it just, to me, it warms my heart to see what we're doing out on the field, and even our kids are going on Monday nights and seeing some kids at the hospital.
Yeah, that's amazing. Talk about learning perspective on life and giving back is just a great opportunity for the football team.
Oh, there's no question, and I just think it teaches them that it's above football. There's more to life than athletics.
Absolutely.
And so I just think it's so important because a lot of these young men after high school will never play again. However, you'll see some kids that are going to move on into college. And if they stay healthy, they'll be wonderful, and they'll do a tremendous job for them. For their respective colleges. But then after that, very minimal number of students move on to the professional level. And at that level, you don't play 2, 3, 5, 8 years or something like that. Some are very fortunate to play longer, but I just what this does for the community, and the bond between Lakeland Regional Health and Lakeland High School and the community itself is just absolutely incredible. So we're thankful.
Yeah, I think it makes all of us proud. Especially with Lakeland High School, Lakeland football, this new tradition, no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Mr. Martinez, thank you for being my guest here on the Harry Seafood Halftime Show.
Right.
We'll now watch the Lakeland High School band perform.
juniors and seniors. Submit your A's and B's to Bartow Ford for your chance to win a new Mustang. Visit DriveFordExcellence.com for official rules. The 25th Annual Drive for Excellence with Bartow Ford. We're different, and we prove it.
Finding qualified staff isn't easy. Sifting through resumes, verifying candidates, conducting interviews, and running a business? Who has time? You need Staff Builders HR. Whether you're looking for one person or 500, we don't use hope. We use science, evaluating data from more than 2.5 million resumes to find you the perfect employee. Staff Builders HR, the science of matching great people with great companies.
good times, and all the flavor of New Orleans at Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill.
Few law firms can pinpoint an exact moment that inspired its founding purpose. For Smith, Fedler, and Smith, it was 1942 when H. Guy Smith's uncle was paralyzed after a fall in a sawmill. He died 14 months later, leaving behind a family in need. The loss inspired Smith to found his law firm to fight for the rights of workers, the injured, and their families. To this day, Smith, Fedler, and Smith remains committed to his mission. Smith, Fedler, and Smith.
Bartow Ford is proud to announce that we've won the President's Award for the 19th time. You would need to leave the state of Florida to find a dealer that's won it more. Sales volume and customer satisfaction is how you win. And let's face it, you wouldn't sell a lot of vehicles if you didn't offer the lowest price around and take care of customers the very best. But why don't I have them up on the wall? Because a long time ago, my father taught me that our people are what make the difference. Other dealerships, they can have their gimmicks and games. We'll take people that care. Bartow Ford, we're different, and we prove it.
Whether they're adjusters or nurse case managers, let's be clear. They're still agents for an insurance company. You have rights when you're injured on the job. This includes your right to privacy with your doctor. Don't allow insurance agents to hijack your medical exams. You don't know if they're manipulating your doctor's recommendations, which can harm your case and put you at a disadvantage. Protect yourself and your family. Call us and stand up for your legal rights. Smith, Fedler, and Smith. Justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, we encourage you to visit the concession stand and support your
Welcome back to the end of the Harry Seafood Halftime Show. We're about to wrap it up for that segment and go into the second half action here at Bill Castle Field, Bryant Stadium Senior Night. Always fun to mill in about the crowd a little bit, chat with some fans. High expectations running for the game next week against Kathleen and the playoffs. Obviously, standards have been set, and when we sniff the type of team that we have this year, and I think people, the diehards realize how it's not an every year thing. Dreadnoughts obviously have a lot of district championships, do well in the local area, but to get that right squad together, offense, defense, special teams, coaching, lack of injuries, all of that moving in the same direction is rare. We had some years where we were spoiled several years in a row where some people said, would we ever see that again? Would Coach Castle ever see a deep run in the playoffs again? This is a team that could do it. So a lot of excitement in the fans as you see the Knots getting a quick warm-up to start the second half. Jeff Goddard, Art Martinez up here at the halftime show, giving you some insights into the workings of Lakeland High School. A lot that goes on administratively as well behind the scenes to bring these things to you. It just doesn't happen. A lot of things have to be checked on, approved, and double-checked with the county. And when it all works, it all comes together nicely, as it is here at Bryant Stadium in the Dreadnought football season so far. Very interesting first half. See if we get a similar repeat. One thing we know for sure, it's going to be a little quicker unless something crazy happens. You see the Knott squad there. Khalil Crawford. The troops. Lloyd Summerall in there as well. Number 23, A.J. Thomas. Showing you the grill. Lloyd. Dreadnoughts won the coin toss at the beginning of the game. It's almost a given. Anyone checking that coin before they do that? Dreadnoughts won every time here at home this year. Kicking south to north. Jeff stretching the legs a little bit. He'll be back with us in just a few minutes. Number 17, the kicker. And we are underway here in the second half. Line drive shot, one hopper at the 12-yard line. Juking and jiving, and then slips down at the 22 where the Dreadnoughts will start. Expect to see backup quarterback coming in, and I believe we do. Familiar number 12, the youngster for the Knots. Mason Martin.
Shermer Brown on the kickoff return.
Mason, a ninth grader. Yep, that's what we said, ninth grade.
Correction, Tyrell Jones on the kickoff return.
We've seen Martin a few times this year, put on a pretty good show with his abilities and the opportunity to practice here. A real game situation. The number 44 comes in tight again, quick handoff, right side. And Ellefson scarcely gets a yard and a half maybe, on first down.
DeAdrian Ellefson on the carry.
Of course, we don't do away games, so we used to kind of, on the radio, sometimes sneak over to Kathleen just for the buffet and the banana pudding. They put on a spread over there, all home cooking stuff. But we'll all sit back and join Lakeland on their Twitter feed to get live feeds next week on how the Dreadnoughts are doing. As Kellum gets tackled out of bounds by number 8. I think number 8 just lost track of where the sideline was. I don't think there was any ill intention there, but Cord St. Louis tackled Kellum out of bounds, and it'll be a 15-yard personal foul. And we talked about not losing much, which is, it says a lot, from Bowman to Kellum.
Personal foul, late hit out of bounds.
You know, Coach Castle won't give up much on the condition of DeMarcus Bowman. Obviously not playing last week, and then this week just still great, but not himself, which is extraordinary when he's himself. Two wide receivers out. See a lot of fresh jerseys in. One of them is the quarterback, Mason Martin, in the I formation. Ellefson and Kellum. Kellum gets the handoff. Ellefson on the block to the outside. Kellum with a nice scoop down, picks up a near first down. And he does. Moves the chains.
Play gain 14 yards.
14 yards on the carry.
First down.
So Kellum racking them up. Approaching 9:40 Eastern time. Long first half. Short second half, hopefully. Maybe it evens out there somewhere.
Martin's out of the shotgun, 4 yards deep. He's going to hand off to Kellum. No, he's going to fake to Kellum and keep it himself. He's going to trip the old turf tackle.
Mason Martin on the carry.
The turf monster got him at the 30. Reached up and smacked him down. Now, they were on chase anyways. I don't know how much more he would have gotten if he would have kept his feet, but a nice 7-yard gain on the keeper for Martin. Certainly a designed play. At the current pace, the Knots certainly should have a couple home games here in the playoffs, but the semifinal game right now would be away if the top team's ahead of us. Columbia stays ahead of us as Ellefson gets the jersey grab but gets inside the red zone to the 15. We may even have returning to Coach Castle's old stomping grounds, possibly. That could be very interesting with, of course, one St. Thomas Aquinas looming in the top spot. Martin handoff, Kellum. Kellum following his blockers nicely by Ellefson. Cuts back again. Look at that fine maneuvering by Kellum in the end zone. Touchdown. Man, that's fun to watch. 21, Reginald Kellum got something brewing. Reggie. We like sophomore behind the name. It's a good thing for us. J-Ho set to kick the extra point. Getting a workout tonight. Hohenthaler boots it through and kicks it over the stands. Two girls up there on the top of the stands had to move their heads and it split their uprights.
Which brings the score to the Lakeland Dreadnoughts 51.
51-0 here. 6 minutes roughly remaining here in the third quarter as we have the running clock zooming away.
Tonight's sponsor of the game is Publix.
Publix is tonight's sponsor of the game. We appreciate their dedicated support to Dreadnought football here in Polk County. Let's see, Wealth Solutions of Central Florida compared to Publix, my little lemonade stand, but very proud of our team and how we were able to serve the Lakeland and Central Florida community and really just trying to educate folks into truth about finances and the resources that come into their possession. And if you ever just need to talk, we're here to serve you. It's a God's business. We just serve people in there, and we're happy to talk with you about any financial issues or investments or insurance that you need. We'd love the opportunity to, again, serve you, hopefully, very well. As Jace kicks it off. Returnable at the 10. Nice spin move and gets out past the 20-yard line, so a decent return by Bullard. That's been the one bright spot in their game tonight. They've had a couple nice little returns. But here's where it changes a little bit. Here's where it stalls, if you will.
Tim, very bad development tonight with the two ejections. I know, the first one was definitely Jahari Martin. I'm not sure, to be honest, who the second one was. I'm going to have to try to find out after the game when I interview Coach Castle. But I believe the high school rule is if you get ejected from the game, you're automatically suspended the next game.
Ooh.
Now, I don't know, like with Jahari's case, because it was not for any kind of like late hit or anything like that, maybe that would not apply. I'm not sure, but if that does apply, you're talking about having two players. One of Jahari Martin is one of your best players. Game against Kathleen, that's a pretty serious consequence.
Yeah, that would be
That would be for sure a stiff penalty against the Knots if they, in fact, have
And,
to.
we, of course, have to beat Kathleen to win the district championship. Mid-Lake will be a, prohibitive favorite next week, but you take out one or two of your best players, that could, change the dynamic quite a bit. Coach Mr. Martinez was telling me on the interview at halftime, Tim, that right now in our region, we definitely have the most points in this new point system for the playoffs. So if we win next week, we'll be at home the first 3 weeks of the playoffs as long as we keep on winning. Now, the fourth game, which will be the state semifinal, as of right now, nice throw and catch there by
beautiful.
the Bulldogs.
Yeah, nice pass. Their best
roll with the catch.
Pitch and catch of the night.
Yeah, best offensive play of the night for the Bulldogs. But as of right now, we would play the region in the semifinals if we get that far that Lake City Columbia is in.
Right.
And so, as of right now, Lake City Columbia has more points than we do. So, potentially, we might have to go on the road for the semifinal if we make it that far. But we shall see. But you got to win next week. Because if you lose next week, then you're going to kiss a lot of those home playoff games goodbye.
Nice pass again.
That's Roll again, too. That's his go-to guy.
Something happening here for of course, the second team defense in for the Knots, but still two nice throws back-to-back for Smith and the Bulldogs.
Tackled by Malik Whitaker.
Pretty plays. So there'll be a big crowd, of course, again, next week at Kathleen. Show up if you're a Knot and you like live high school football. Those are fun no matter what.
Flag on the play.
Offsides against the Dreadnoughts.
Offsides against the Dreadnoughts.
So
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the banners surrounding
Dreadnought
Bryant
territory.
Stadium. Lakeland High School would like
The
to
Bulldogs
thank our community
offense.
sponsors for supporting Dreadnought athletics, our cheerleaders, and our band.
Trying to get rid of the goose egg. You
Please support
can see the
our
cheerleaders
Dreadnought
tumble,
sponsors.
creating a little tumble track there. Is very talented layout, backhand spring full. How about that? Yes, I know what that is because my girls spent years and years doing the same thing. So I can
You're
tell you.
gymnastics, that aren't you, Tim?
I can tell you way too much. I'm embarrassed how much I know about gymnastics. Good sport, though.
Tim, it got me thinking tonight when we're doing the senior night festivities. There's a new country song out. I think the name of it's "Give Me 5 More Minutes." Have you heard that?
Mm-mm.
I'm not even sure, to be honest with you, who sings it, but I've heard it a few times on the radio recently. And it's a nice little run here by the Bulldogs. Be another South Broward first down. But the premise of the song is, talking about different situations in his life, like growing up, where he wants 5 more minutes of something. Like, to the first verse is he's out playing with his friends and his mom says it's time for dinner and he asks for 5 more minutes. The second verse is like he's a senior in high school, this last football game, and he's out talking to the coach after the game on the field, and it hits him: the next time I come into the stadium I'll have to buy a ticket. Coach, can you give me 5 more minutes? And so I was kind of thinking of that song tonight. I was watching all the players and the cheerleaders and anchorettes and band members. Oh, almost an interception there by the Dreadnoughts. Incomplete pass.
Definitely should have been intercepted, but
look at the Dreadnought player doing push-ups because he dropped the interception.
He said that was my fault. He actually darted ahead of it and then was falling to the ground. Didn't keep his feet enough and didn't concentrate on just where the ball was. But
so after an incredibly long first half, the third quarter flies by with the running clock.
That was good.
Your score: 51 for the Dreadnoughts, 0 for the Bulldogs. We'll take a short commercial break and be right back with you with the fourth quarter.
Good times, and all the flavor of New Orleans at Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill.
Back here at Bryant Stadium to round out the senior night festivities tonight is the fourth quarter.
Should be a nice little party in the Dreadnought locker room.
Of course, even though this is senior night for Lakeland, Lakeland has one more regular season game next week at Kathleen and hopefully 5 playoff games. So for these players, they still have hopefully several more games to play. But nonetheless, it can be a very emotional experience, Tim, when you're a high school athlete and nice catch there and leaping.
Jermaine Hart
makes the catch for the Bulldogs, number 11. It can be a very emotional experience when you take your helmet off for the last time, take your uniform off for the last time. Yeah, I coached high school basketball for a while, and the last game of the year was always very tough watching how emotional some of the players got when they realized that was maybe the last time they had their jersey on. So senior night's always a kind of a sacred night, if you will, for these players.
Smith and the Bulldogs with their best field position of the night, trying to make something happen. Number 10. Bad move to switch directions there as he runs right into the pile of knots on the shift.
Tackled by Takori Smart.
Loss of about 4.
I thought at first it was a good idea to bounce it outside, but honestly, I don't think no matter where he went, he wasn't going to get very far.
Thank you, Publix, for your constant and dedicated
Again, we say second team, but you're still the Knots. They don't want to relinquish that touchdown or field goal, or I doubt field goal, but touchdown.
Your LHS marching band.
Tim, do you know how many points Lakeland's given up in the last 6 games?
9.
9 points in 6 games.
I know it.
It's a crazy stat.
That's unbelievable. That's more impressive, I think, than the offensive numbers. And you got to remember, a lot of times you're getting the second team in late too, so they're doing the job as well, and they do as well here. Sackett Smith back at the 35.
So a lot of pride on the Dreadnought defense and keeping that shutout.
Now it's a bit more difficult for the Bulldogs. They were in business there a few downs ago, but now driven back on consecutively good defensive plays. I imagine this is 4-down territory for them, no matter what.
Why not?
Low snap. Smith fields it nicely and fires it down. That should be picked off. And it is.
Someone's going to get the turnover chain.
Caught inside the end zone.
Intercepted by Malik Whitaker.
Mr. Whitaker for the Dreadnoughts is going to get that turnover chain.
Get out of there. They're even more excited when one of the second or third teamers get a turnover. It's just something that it's like payback. So. They're with the team all the time. They practice just as hard, and they get the opportunity. There it is, Malik Whitaker. Good-looking young man. Good job, sir. Nice diving catch, too. It was maybe a little further than he thought. He had to do the Mountain Dew layout.
The interception resulted in a touchback.
Touchback, of course, on the interception in the end zone. First and 10 at the 20. Martin hands off to a different running back. I don't think that's Kellum or Ellefson. Who was that? Number 22, maybe?
It's the third string tailback.
Williams on the carry.
Tay McWilliams.
Hey. Another McWilliams, 10th grade running back. Everyone getting in the mix tonight.
By Tyler Spivey. Play gain 14 yards. It results in a Dreadnoughts first down.
First down Knots. Martin handoff again, left side. Same carrier. Gets a nice shot to the shoulder pad.
Williams was showing a burst of speed there as he hit the hole hard and quick.
Still picks up 11 yards to move the chains again. There's the proud owner of or renter, I should say, of the turnover chain.
Gained 11 yards and results in a Dreadnoughts first down.
It's one you don't get to keep, though. You got to keep earning that one over and over again. You got to put it back in the box. But it's fun to have for a little while.
So the next guy gets a turnover.
Martin running the ship nicely on a quick handoff that time. Quick pop right side, moves in the pile. Near the first down marker with forward progress. Late flags coming in.
Adrian Ellison on the carry. Flag on the play.
Tim.
There it is.
There's Horace, your favorite part of the night. So Lakeland, this is our 9th game, Tim. Lakeland's given up 50 points in the year, so they're averaging, allowing 5.55 points a game.
That's absurdity.
Less than a touchdown a game.
Play results in a Dreadnought first.
And nearly half of those points were given up to
one team.
Apopka, 20 points, the best team we played this year. The other 8 games we've given up 30 points, which would be less than 4 a game.
Martin, left side, hole, cut back, on his way, 22, he's going in for a touchdown. Nice run, Tay McWilliams. What a stable we got
It
back
looks like
there.
he was shot out of a cannon on that one, Tim. Very impressive run.
What a stable of running backs we have this year. Wow. Perfect with Horse playing right there in the north end zone, serenading the touchdown by McWilliams. It's good stuff. Dreadnought flags. Finley Graham carrying one. Tay McWilliams down there getting congratulated. Trombone section featured with this song. You missed the part where they do the guillotine on each other. It's always a good part of the song. Is one Jace Hohendainer wraps it through for. He's gonna have to ice the leg down tonight. He's gonna have to take that ice bath.
The Dreadnought scoring drive was 4 plays and covered 80 yards.
4 plays, 80 yards, and capped off by a 39-yard touchdown run by Tay McWilliams.
So, Tim, if this, I just added up all our points for the year. If this score holds 58-0, we will have scored 433 points in the year.
Look at you with
and given up 50. So over 9 games, we're averaging 48.1 points a game and giving up 5.55.
That's good. That's a winning formula.
That means we're outscoring our opponents by over 42 points a game. 6 touchdowns, Tim.
You do not need to be Einstein to be able to figure out that
We
calculation.
could spot our opponents 5 touchdowns and still win. Craziness right there.
Got to keep it rolling though. Can't get the swollen noggin. I don't see this team doing that, but 5-yard line, special teams drags them down at the 15.
Roderick Bullard on the kickoff return.
84 with a nice tackle for the Knots. Jeff Goddard, I think, is going to get ready to head down to do your duties.
Yes, sir. I'll leave it with you for the players of the game. You can go many
Thank you.
different directions tonight. Total team effort. Really, maybe just give it to the whole team.
I know, it's one of those.
They shared the ball so much. It's hard to maybe pick any one player. Is definitely a team effort tonight. Thank you, Mr. Conti. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Very good seeing you. Have a great weekend, my friend. Jeff goes down to get a quick post-game interview with Coach Castle with some interesting comments. A pitch, flip, sweep kind of deal going on here, and not much to number 10.
Tyrone McLeod on the carry.
McLeod on the carry picks up, loses 2 yards. Common theme tonight for the Bulldog offense. So the Dreadnought Band put on the show that they're going to be
performing at the band festival tomorrow night over at Denison Stadium to try to get their Superior Award rankings. Kind of their main big showcase. 14 bands are going to be present tomorrow night, starting at 4:30 and lasting, they said, till about 9 o'clock. If you're so inclined and got to have your band stuff, Denison Stadium, 4:30 tomorrow. Player down for the Bulldogs with 2:20 remaining. Let's go ahead and take a brief timeout. We'll be right back. Stay with us. He's up. We'll keep it here. He's gimpy, but he made it to the sidelines. Last breath chance. Can the Bulldogs break something here with about 2 minutes left? Impressive stats, huh? Jeff on the quick calculator, just doing a few, as I was alluding to in the pregame. Incredibly impressive stat on defense. 9 points given up in the last 6 games now.
Play gains 4 yards, brings up 3rd down and 10.
A couple of the Dreadnoughts celebrating. Dancing down there with the cheerleaders. Well, this is how to move a half along now. They've reasonably kept the flags in the pockets, and the moving clock has done its job. A couple more plays here for the Bulldogs, and that'll do it. Smith gets a low snap, and see, I said something.
Flag on the play.
There's a flag. My daughters are like, Dad, don't jinx it. Time we drive to North Carolina, not hitting traffic. I blow it for them. I'm like, look at this. We made it almost all the way, and we haven't hit any traffic. And then right when I say that, bumper to bumper. It's a given. This is going to do her right here, I believe. The last play of the ball game. Smith, I'm sure, fine with that. Number 10 with a nice little spin move over to the sideline. Pretty good run by McLeod to end this game.
And that brings us to the end of the ball game.
As a balloon flies off in the middle of the field. This game is official and in the books here tonight. The last regular season home game ends in a 58-0 victory on senior night and a 9-0 regular season record thus far with 1 game remaining. Here we come, Red Devils.
Please be respectful of the staff clearing the field and exiting the stadium. Thank you for your cooperation.
Kind of neat traditions this week as well. Kathleen week. So hopefully the Dreadnoughts will keep their heads square and straight and ready for football as they go through all the pep rallies and activities that lead up to the Kathleen game.
Stadium lights will begin to be shut off shortly after the game is over, and this will be your cue to clear the field. Please be respectful of the staff clearing the field.
Jeff Goddard down there. You see Coach Castle just passing him. Standing right near the big L in the middle of the field. Our own Jeff Goddard just going to wait till Coach Castle does his kind of post-game duties, shaking the other coach's hands and wrap up prayer. Unbelievably how quick this season is come and gone.
Usually it feels like the last game or two okay, it's a little cooler tonight, but when I say little, that's what we mean. It's not fall, true fall weather where we got a hoodie on or anything. So maybe we'll get a couple of those true football weather kind of games here in the playoffs as some of those cool fronts start to sneak down just a little bit further with a little more punch. I'm ready for it. Handshakes. Anchorette's dancing down there in the north end zone of the band. And we'll get this one wrapped up quick for you as soon as Jeff Goddard can wrestle up Coach Castle. Michael Barrett, we got off for a couple weeks. Got a away game rather, and a bye week. And then we'll see who pops in here to Bryant Stadium for the first playoff contest. Thanks to all the hard work for Michael Barrett, Barrett Creative, and the staff. Camera crew, everyone working together to bring you these webcasts. Hope you enjoyed it and a good Friday night wherever you are in the world.
All right? That's why we mix it up. All right? All right. Let's pray. Father, in the name of Jesus. Father, we thank you, Lord, for this opportunity to display one time and these young men will fall so hard, Lord God. I pray that you protect them from all hurt, harm, and danger. Father, as our visitors go back to their destination, give them traveling mercy, Lord God. They go up and down the highways. Father, protect these two teams and the rest of their season. Father, we be careful to give you the praise, honor, and glory. In Jesus' name, pray. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Team chaplain George Williams. Giving credit where credit is due. As they shut off the Naughty-tron, they have a systematic way of clearing people out of here now. They're very, you got 5-10 minutes, lights start to shut down and clearing people out. But the team's now done with their official business. We'll see if we can get Jeff to grab Coach Castle. He's talking to some player over there. Maybe, can't see if that's Bowman on the very opposite side of the field. Players of the game, You know, I have to give it on offense to number 21. Reginald Kellum. As you see Coach Castle, the backup running back tonight, he had at least 3 touchdowns and just kind of, not that we needed a spark, but just fresh legs, kept the offense rolling and had some fantastic runs and cutbacks. Just very impressed with Reggie Kellum, the 10th grade running back, is our offensive player of the game. On defense, I'm going to take Jeff Goddard's suggestion and throw it to the whole defense. With the numbers we've put up, with the points against, 9 points in the last 6 games. You heard us right, 9 points given up only by the Dreadnought D. So the entire senior defensive squad in particular are the players of the game tonight. And there you go. I think the Knots heading to the north end zone for the alma mater. Jeff standing at midfield looking a little perplexed. He's got the camera with him. He's got a player. He's got someone down there. Sure if that's an interview. He's getting ready to lay on us. Is that Latrell Jean? Jeff Goddard's got. Mean business, Latrell Jean. Jeff, if you got it, you take it away whenever you're ready.
Jeff Garter down the field here with Latrell Jean, the senior defensive lineman, big number 96. Not only did you have some tackles and sacks tonight, you got touchdowns. Is that your first career touchdown?
Yes, sir.
So how did that make you feel when you saw the ball there on the ground on the fumble snap? What were you thinking, like, let me get the ball, let me get the ball?
I mean, I just seen it rolling, and then I seen Thomas, number 23, he dove and took out the quarterback from me, and this gave me an opportunity to just dive on the ball, get a touchdown.
Were you just thinking, please don't let the ball squirt away from me?
Yeah, I was. I wanted my first touchdown, and I got it.
Now, I see you came off the field. You got the turnover chain on, got the bling there. Now, do you get anything extra if you score a touchdown, or every turnover is just the same? You get a chain regardless?
No, Coach George gave me 2 Gatorades at practice when he showed up.
All right, very nice. Now, look how what happened, though, was you forgot you're supposed to go back on the field for the extra point, and you started running the field with the chain on. Tell me about that.
I mean, I was just so excited I got my first touchdown. So, it was a crazy experience for me, and I just forgot about the PAT.
Understandable. Hopefully the coaches will overlook that for you. Now, talk real quick about the success of the defense this year. You guys have only given up 50 points in 9 games. That's 5.5 points per game. Just talk about what makes the defense so dominant this year.
We discipline. We work hard every practice, every day. Coach Boudini and the whole defensive coaching staff, they really stay on us throughout the whole week. No slacking, no jogging off no lacking on the field. We hit every single play, and it just shows on the field every Friday how disciplined we are.
And Latrell, this looks like to maybe be the best team Lakeland's had in a long time. What do you think about your chances this year going into the playoffs?
I see state. I don't see no team stopping us at all.
All right, Dreadnought fans are happy to hear that. Should be a great rest of the year. Thanks a lot, and good luck the rest of the way.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
No slacking, no lacking. That's what he said. He said we're disciplined defense, and the coaches stay on them. That's the phrase. No slacking, no lacking. Latrell Jean, the big man, number 96.
Back with Coach Castle on the field. We have a special guest. Coach Castle, who is this to your left side?
Oh, this is Evie Monroe right here, and one of my nephews right there. So we're glad to have her. She's come from North Carolina down, so we're glad to have her.
Part of the Castle contingent from North Carolina.
Right.
How old are you?
11.
Do you watch the webcast back home sometimes?
Yes, every Friday.
Every Friday. Wow. Now, is your mom? How are you related to Coach Castle?
My dad's mom. Yeah, my dad's mom's brother. So.
Very nice. Very nice. He's your great uncle then. Right. Great uncle Bill. All right. Very nice. Nice to meet you, Evie. Glad you could be here tonight.
I'm glad too.
Great. Coach Castle, big win tonight, 58-0 over South Broward. What are your thoughts on the team's performance tonight?
Well, I thought our second team played better than our first team. They only had 5 yards penalties second half. So, obviously, I'm disappointed. I mean, we had some foolish penalties the first half where we kind of went down on their level and stuff and just took the fun out of the game. And, we got to get better or we won't go very far playing like that. But, our second team did come out there and had a couple of nice drives, and second defense played really good.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen a game with so many penalties and ejections. Can you recall a game like that?
No. I told our players at halftime, it's embarrassing, and I was really disappointed in them.
Obviously, there was 2 ejections on each side. Can you confirm with us which 2 Dreadnought players got ejected tonight?
Well, Keon Zipper and Keebus Dyer are 2 tight ends right there. So we'll see what happens on that.
So, there's a chance they would not be allowed to play next week against Kathleen?
I don't know how they'll write that up. One of the refs told me he didn't think they would, but we'll see. I don't know. If they do, they do.
Hopefully we have other guys ready to step up. Be a learning experience. You got to control yourself in the games. Speaking of the second team, it looked like Reginald Kellum had an extra, shot of energy, had a burst of speed. Then I talk about him a little bit. He had some great runs.
Callum's been doing that all year. When he gets his opportunities, he takes advantage of it. I need to get him running a little bit more in there, relieving Bowman some at that tailback position because he's a threat. Does a good job.
And one last question, looking ahead to next week against Kathleen, big rivalry game, district championships on the line. What can you tell us about Kathleen this year?
Kathleen's always tough. They play really, really good defense, and I heard they was in overtime tonight against a good team. So, I can't think when it hadn't been a good game with Kathleen. It seems like they always go down to the wire. The last time we was over there, we lost Kathleen. And so hopefully we'll have a good week of practice and be ready to play a good game.
Thank you, Coach Kyle. So appreciate it. Congratulations on the win.
All right, man.
Back to you, Tim.
Am I on? Am I on? Am I on? Oh. All right. Yeah, we're having fun. Great victory, 58-0. Coach Cass a little disappointed in his crew for some of those needless penalties. They do happen. They're high school kids. And so he said whatever they do, write them up, that's what they do. And so we'll see if they're a part of the game next week against Kathleen. But we're going to wrap it up. We hope everyone has a great weekend. This was the last home game regular season, but thankfully there's a second season. We have a couple weeks, Kathleen, and then a bye week. So we'll see you in 2 weeks here at Bryant Stadium, hopefully with a district championship and a win over Kathleen. So wrapping things up tonight, we thank you, Michael Barrett and crew, Tim Conti for Jeff Goddard and the entire Lakeland football webcast. We'd say God bless and good night. Have a good weekend.